Yes, with me is Kane. Hi. And Churro.
Don't not say words, dummy.
They can see me now.
They can't hear you, though.
Oh,
do this separate for audio.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. What's up?
Not you.
How you guys? What have you been doing, Kane?
StarCraft and working.
Yeah, that's not enough. Churro, vamp. Be Spider-Man. Don't do that.
What's wrong with Spider-Man? I mean,
Spider-Man's fine.
you know what's funny? These eyes are like right below me, so I can't even actually see out. It's like at my nostrils. Hold on.
I can see the outline of your glasses sort of slightly above.
Yeah, I need like a facial or something. Hello, handsome. How do you do? The stars say hello, or however that saying goes.
See, this is a good setup. I like how we're able to see the OBS output with this. This is good.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
So it's a show.
Yeah, it sure
Yeah.
is, buddy.
One day we'll have somebody here all the time to do this for us, but not today.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we'll volunteer somebody to go do it. It's like
we had Kenna, but she's busy today.
yeah,
So.
you know, which is
whatever.
fine.
Yeah, no.
I guess.
I appreciated her helping out last week. Anyway,
Hold on, as a butterfly, I have to reveal myself to the world. My beauty and
cocooned out.
Cocooned is my favorite porn sub.
Yeah, full old people.
Oh,
Getting abducted. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Cocoon?
oh, that one.
Yeah. Anyway, what's up?
Oh, you know.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Glad to be here. Hasn't
going?
changed a bit.
Yeah.
It sure has, but
It's daytime now. It's changed.
Yeah, that's true.
There's weird eyes on the window that people can't see. I don't know why I referenced that. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
I like eyes. Grant us eyes, old great
Yeah,
ones.
they're better than yours.
You might be onto something.
Anyway, oh yeah, I can't see the chat. You're in charge of the chat. Good luck.
Yeah, I have the chat open.
Okay, cool.
We can call him the chat cat. Get it?
Yeah,
'Cause-
he's a furry
Yeah.
and chat.
Lubricate a finger would kill a cat. So,
Jesus.
so yeah, I've been
Just keeps
fucking
going further and further off the rails.
Listen, your hand is like as big as his face. You can't have that there. I got to see both of you.
Oh, right.
Just perspective.
Talk
It's
with
just
my
like
hands, though. Like, hello.
I'll try
I'm
to-
gonna hit Alexa or Echo or
just
whatever. Just
fucking knock it over. Okay, so we've redecorated. I did this spur of the moment. Tried to get some things that scare people, and we have cursed objects, I guess,
Yeah.
and Darth Maul, and vampires, and the U.S. government, the big government, and the Amazon Echo because AI. I don't know. I tried last second to make something work. I'm sorry.
It worked.
There's also still a Lego calendar because
Because
one day you will die.
I was like, the passage
Anyway.
of time is terrifying.
Yeah,
So
and we got to keep track forever.
keep
And we
drag.
might as well do it the American way while we have the month first and then the day.
Yeah, you mean the
Because
correct way?
Fuck you. No.
What's up, Kane?
I have no input on it. I feel as though your month day is a pretty good date format.
Your month day I like.
Yeah.
This is just month day though.
I thought you called him like his month day. Like that's like it's your month day, bro.
Year month day.
Yeah, I heard.
I like that because it's like big and then small.
Yeah, you zero in on
I like that.
what you want.
That's how Japan does it.
Cool.
Japan.
We're not Japan.
That's how computers do it.
That's how
I don't
computers
give
do
a
it.
flying fuck.
Japan computers.
Japan.
Japan. Famicom.
Japan.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what have you been up to? Playing anything?
Yeah, actually, I delved back into Dark Souls 3 for a bit, and I forgot what I was doing.
Great.
Yeah, no, it was
I'm
cool.
sure you're just running around in dumb armor,
No,
watching
dumb armor.
fucking
No,
demons or whatever.
Cool as fuck. No, I had a fucking.
Go on.
I have a hilarious story to tell you, actually, about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hang on. Let me prepare for.
breathe in, suck your tits in.
That's so much sucking. I don't have time for that.
The big suck. Alright, so I'm trying to find this place called the Cathedral of the Deep, right?
Okay.
And in my head, deep must be low, so I have to keep going lower. And I found this old demon ruins, and I'm just like, this is truly is the place where I need to be.
Yeah.
Because I need to go through it, and it's full of fucking like overpowered shit.
Of course.
I'm gonna be fine. I'll be fine. And then I found out it's like a small little labyrinth that goes around in circles. And I'm just like, God damn. I was like, not only was I not in the right spot,
Yeah.
I'm completely in a completely
Just
different
lost in a
area.
circle.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it.
That's awesome.
There's a bunch of good shit in there too, so I'm like, this is fine. But then there's like
Dying.
slimes and giant rats and shit, and everything's
The
fucking-
hardest enemies in any game. Slimes and rats.
They do like the classic thing too. It's like, here's a big glowing thing. I'm like, oh sweet, gotta go grab it, and then a slime lands on you, and they're all lava slimes. I'm like, so yeah, that's been happening, and I've been very very upset with that.
It's very upsetting when things attack you from like the sky
Yeah.
Or like
Where
the
True Fear
ceiling.
lies.
What are the things in Half-Life that attack you from the ceiling? What are those fucking things called?
Those
Barnacles?
were barnacles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are the worst.
The fucking,
You could see them though. They had tongues.
Yeah, they had tongues tipping
Ugh.
down, but
What about the Wall Masters?
Ballmasters are pretty bad
Those are
too.
fucking awful.
Skulltulas are pretty bad too, though. I
Ugh.
don't know, even though they're more obvious. They're spiders. I don't like spiders.
Spider. You love spiders, though.
There's no Skulltulas in Breath of the Wild. It's weird.
Is it weird?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where would you put them?
I guess it's all open world. There's no ceilings in the open world. I guess.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Is Spider-Man can...
There's like a forest,
Yeah, I guess.
and
but-
it's just all the trees in it are dead though.
yeah.
I feel like
There's nowhere for them to hide.
it's all cursed, full of bees or
Ugh.
not scorpions. Jesus,
What is it?
I don't know.
Bees, scorpions?
It's fog. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I can't really think of very many enemy designs that drop down on you from above that were really easy to commit to memory. The Wall Master is definitely one of the more iconic ones.
Wallmaster's scary.
Or I guess was it the Floor Master or was it the Wall Master that came on down on you from the ceiling?
That was the Wall Master. The Floor Master split into, like, little ones.
That wasn't the same thing.
No, there's
No.
two different ones. They were awful because I was like, "What's that one doing on the floor?" Then I hit it and it exploded in a bunch of little. I was like, it was like fuck, trying to just stab all of them. It's not a good time. And I just like switched up from like short and shield in Dark Souls to ultra great swords,
Great.
and I can't. It's like the movement's so different. I'm like, how do I play?
Hang on. Let me think. Let's think of more enemies that drop down from the ceiling.
There's ones from
Thwomps.
Super Metroid.
Thwomps are dicks. Even though they're also easy. Like whatever. They're like one-hit kills though. It sucks.
Could you kill them? Thwomps?
I'm saying they kill you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, everything's a one-hit kill.
I mean, I guess you can. Can you run into them with Power Star or whatever? Probably.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Would it destroy them?
I think they just like boop, and then they fall off the screen.
Bounce.
In the 2D ones, anyway. I don't know about 3D ones. I haven't seen that.
I don't know either.
But
I don't know. It feels like a lot of the time when you're up against something that's on the ceiling, you're very aware that it's there. In a lot of games, the best example I can think of is when you're in Twilight Princess and you're fighting Goma.
yeah, any Goma is usually on the
Yeah.
ceiling. Yeah, in the 3D ones anyway.
And
There's only two.
I remember Goma in Ocarina of Time, and I
Yeah.
remember Goma in Twilight Princess.
all I can think of.
I don't know if Goma has made other appearances, but
Mm.
I would be willing to bet that in the several games that I've missed, it's shown up at least one more
Probably
time.
one more time. Huh.
Just like it's like just like built in like necromorphs just jump scaring you.
Yeah. I mean, that's most games though. They are good enough to let you know like there will be more of these.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
it's
sure.
like they make it obvious for like the first encounter, and then it's just like okay, now you know they're there.
There's like a
But
sound cue or something.
But they're not always there, so that's why it's like gotta look up every room you go into.
True horror
Yeah,
from the sky.
that shit's crazy.
That's a good way to go through horror games. Just look up and spin. Just be like, fuck.
Now that I think about it, the most intimidating boss enemy or any sort of hazard that comes down from the ceiling is just like the big like brick that has spikes at the bottom that just like comes to get you in like any platformer or like
Yeah.
they even put it in a the new God of War. There's like sections where there's like little like
just things
slats
that
that come
comes
down 'cause
down.
it's like the whole place is like booby trapped or whatever. So it's just like
No.
thunk, but they're like fast too. So it's like shit. And you have to maneuver in like 3D space and get through. And be like, nah.
Fuck.
Yeah, even though you're like a god. And
Gods
shouldn't
can get fucked up.
I guess, by weird brick spiked wall things.
Yeah, man.
I know.
I mean,
They're
if we're just talking about falling spikes, we got to throw an honorable mention out to Castlevania.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of
Go
shit.
on.
Just when there's nowhere to like duck, so you're like fuck.
Those one like slightly miscolored spikes in Super Mario World when there's spikes all around you, but there's like the ones that like jiggle loose and fall on you. Those are always pretty obvious, but they suck. You
I
have to, like,
hate when my spikes jiggle.
Yeah, I mean, Cave Story had falling spikes too. Yeah. There's the one that kills the dragon every time you go through the egg corridor, or the busted up egg corridor, rather.
Do you have any more examples of just bullshit from above, just tearing at your flesh?
I do have one example, and it's kind of a bad example, but it's from a game that was really, really early, so I don't know. Did either of you get a chance to play Duke Nukem on MS-DOS, the original Duke Nukem?
The original? Nah.
nah.
So, in the original Duke Nukem, one of the enemies was a very, very generic wall crawling, just sticks to whatever wall it's stuck on. Oops. And these would be on the ceiling sometimes, these would be on the walls, they'd be on the floor occasionally.
Yeah.
And there are certain sections of the game where you have to use these gripping claws to hold onto the ceiling
Oh my god.
and move forward.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy.
while you're stuck to the ceiling, you are able to shoot, but your weapon is positioned just low enough where you can't shoot the things that are on the ceiling already. The bullet will go past them. So you have
pre-shoot
to
them.
you have to drop down and then fire upward and then go back and climb past it again. It's very frustrating. It was bad design.
The whole game was pretty bad. It was fun.
I'm thinking of more things that attack you from above. It's like interesting to me for some reason.
Like what?
Like the helicopter turrets that are like powered by steam in BioShock that like can
Oh,
differentiate friend and
God.
foe, even though they're steam powered robots.
Oh, if we're just talking about airborne enemies in general and not things that grip to the ceiling, then
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Borderlands, just about everything that came out of Hyperion shot at you from
That's
above.
true. Yeah. The things in BioShock are annoying, especially though, because they have like a light on them, and like the rest of the game is like all dark, and they're just like these dark gray boxes that fly around and shoot at you. It's like, what the fuck?
Flink.
Yeah, you just like don't know where they're coming from until they're killed like half your
Half
health
your
or whatever.
HP.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shout outs to Manhack.
Fucking for real. God.
Was that the thing with the dart?
No, Manhack was the spinning blade robot from Half-Life.
Yeah. What else? I mean, BioShock 2 has the big sister or whatever.
Yeah.
And that one, she like crawls on
just
the walls. And
appeared,
shit.
yeah.
She's creepy. I don't know.
There's some stuff from Super Metroid. I don't remember what they were, but they'd hang upside down and then they'd kind of like have like a long neck and be like, "Bleh," and
Yeah.
come back up. What about the legs? If they were like on like the, I don't know if they were ever on the
ceiling
ceiling.
like legs.
Yeah, just, "Bleh."
There are some areas with legs where they're just like the height of the room because it's like a really like small crawl space or whatever. Those suck.
Those were terrifying.
They occasionally drop on you.
That's true. Yeah.
There are parts in the water temple where it drops.
I
them
mean,
on
if we're
you,
just
but
talking about things that straight up drop on you, there's times where like redeads drop on you. That shit sucks. Because they drop and then they scream and everything stops and you have to wait for them to be like, ah!
Because you're terrified.
Oh man,
Fucking Wind Waker ones are so bad. It's
the
scary.
blue ones that are
Yeah.
like, yeah, they're weird.
They're like one creepy and their screams are worse. I hate them.
They were the first time I saw anything that had like gauges. But they have something like that.
They're just big ring earrings.
Oh, gross. Still gross. Anyway,
They're sluts.
so what's up? You played Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Yes.
Kane, what are you playing? What have you been up to?
lately I've been playing a whole lot more StarCraft than usual, and I've also been playing a lot of Monster Hunter World.
Oh, fun.
And
I heard about that on the show.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, go ahead.
So, I've never really had much experience with any of the previous Monster Hunter titles.
Is this your
and-
first one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the first time I've actually gotten a chance to play one. I played vicariously, watching Brian and Taylor
Sure.
way back a long time
Right.
ago, but that doesn't really count.
No, you don't get a handle for how you're stuck every
Right.
10 seconds to wait to attack or whatever.
Yeah. So I think the really interesting takeaway that I've pulled out of Monster Hunter so far is that they did so much stuff exactly the way I wanted it, and the rest of the systems are designed in a way where the game forces you to take your time with certain things.
Right.
So you'll be in this mindset of, I'm in a hurry, I want to move quickly, I want to get to my next objective, I want to get this quest done, I want to move along and get back to the experience that I enjoy, which is actively fighting with these monsters, right?
Mhm.
And then you finish the objective, and there is so much downtime. You have to go talk to the ecological survey person. You have to go talk to the Tail Raider Safari. You have to talk to the Astera person. You have to run up
You
to
got to
the
make your rounds,
workshop.
and they're not all in the same
Yeah.
spot.
Right.
either.
All of these things are scattered all throughout the map.
Oh,
and
what sucks is like in the hub world or whatever. It's like it's one thing if they were just spread out, but they're like on multiple levels. You have
Yeah.
to you have to go through like a small scene where it's just like, oh, unless you take the stairs, which is longer somehow.
right. And
Such bullshit.
all of these things are designed in such a way where if you are in a hurry, it's going to be infinitely frustrating. You
Right.
walk up to the handler to take a new quest, and there is a series of dialogue that you have to work through, and then you have to wait the agonizing 4.5 seconds for her to open the book and for the camera to swivel in on it, slowly zoom in, come to a crisp focus, and then
Oh,
give you
man.
access to the menu,
Yeah.
which fades in Then you choose an option and it fades out, and the new one fades in. And by the time you've actually selected the quest you wanted after hitting the Join SOS button 14 times and going in and out of the menu because they bound the fucking menus to left and right click, it like you've already spent 5 minutes of downtime just trying to figure out what you're going to do next when you know what you want to do next. But the controls for the PC version, they're really, really inconsistent. And that works.
One day it's this, the other day it's this.
Well, it's not so much one day X, other day Y. It's more like when you're out in the world doing stuff, everything is right click, and when you're in the main hub, right click is your back button. And this is super inconsistent with the in-game crafting menus and stuff like that. So,
sounds like a pain.
Rice says, "Hi, what state are you guys in? We're in Arizona.
Arizona.
Love you.
Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the show."
Kane trying to fuck.
But yeah, God damn it. But yeah, with Monster Hunter, there's just so much stuff built into the game that takes a lot of time, and I guess part of why that's frustrating for me is when I'm playing a game with friends, I don't want them to be waiting on me.
Yeah.
And the way that the game is set up, sure, you don't need to eat food for the buffs, but if you don't, you're at such a disadvantage that it's foolish.
Yeah.
And sure, you don't...
I mean, that would be the bigger disadvantage to your friends. Rather than waiting on you, you'd be less powered than they are.
Yeah, because then you just get carded, and then everybody gets less rewards.
That'd be much more inconvenient than them waiting for you.
So, on top of the egregious wait time design that's built into the game, there are a lot of status conditions that are identical in what they do, but differentiated only by what attack they're caused by or which monster they happen to be attached to.
Mm-hmm.
So, with using Kieran as an example, Kieran is able to place down lines of electricity and large areas, like circular areas where electricity will strike, and if you get hit by these attacks, you will either be paralyzed, which will daze your character and force you to stay still for anywhere between 7 to 15 seconds, or you'll be stunned, which is the exact same thing, but it's got a different icon on your status bar.
Right.
And if you don't build out to block both of those things and Kieran hits you, that's it. You're going to stay still for a while, and it's probably just going to finish you off because you can't move. So...
that's the you have to bring like certain items for things or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like thunderproof mantle and shit.
Well, just like there's like this status effect you get, and I've only faced it when fighting Odog.
Bleed.
Bleed, and I'm just like, I have to have this specific thing for this, and it's like, okay, I have to make sure I have like 5 of these at all times, just in case some other thing does it that I'm not aware of yet or something.
Oh, you're
like
talking about the sushi fish scales?
Yeah, or whatever it is. I can't remember if
it's a berry or some shit.
It stops bleeding.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, one of those. But I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, with Monster Hunter, I get it. You want to build out an equipment set that is good for the situation that you're going into.
Yeah.
And once you've hit that threshold where you have a comfortable equipment set for everything, it's a lot easier to deal with these threats on the fly. But since I'm still progressing up a lot of these chains simultaneously and upgrading stuff is expensive, it turns into this sort of tug-of-war between, do I want to go in with some really weak resistances and bad gear and hope that I don't get carded on accident, or do I want to go in with the good gear that I've already got that doesn't really have the right resistances, but at least I regenerate my health?
Yeah.
And, I mean, at the end of the day, I think you get one shot by Tempered Kieran anyway. So,
yeah. Unless you're fucking Brian or Taylor. Those guys are...
Tempered Kieran got me when I was trying to crawl back into like the little rest area where you spawn in.
So we have a little bit more chat. This guy with the huge guts says, "Hey, dudes."
What up?
So
hello.
We too have huge guts.
I was like, I'm in the chat. Hey, what?
Sick.
No. Yeah, that game's fun though. There's a lot, because sometimes you're talking to me about some of the stuff in the game, and I'm just like, oh man, but it used to be so much worse. Like in the previous. I know, yeah. You're lucky. It's good, yeah. Like because they released a Monster Hunter. What's it called here? Generations Ultimate or whatever, like the second one or whatever, or like the expansion or whatever, and that came out after World here. on Switch, and like people are like, "Oh boy, new Monster Hunter," but it's like the old one, so it's just like
Right.
it's a newer game technically, but it's fucking not. It's just so bad. like it came out and Brian and Taylor were like, "Oh, we're hopping back on this." I'm like, I can't go back. Like it's just because like there, you know how there's like, I mean, I guess it's all kind of like one map in the game, but like. In the old
There's load times between areas,
between like
and
large
stamina.
chunks or whatever. It's just like and the stamina runs out no matter what you're doing. Like, even if you're not in a monster encounter, it's just like time to run all the way to the other side of the map, and it's just like you have to stop halfway and eat like steak because you
Yeah.
just fucking
Steak.
It just sucks.
Yeah, they made a world very new user friendly.
Yeah, but it's all good though. Like it's not like people are like, oh, they made it too easy. It's like fuck off. Like you just want arbitrary bullshit. Like people talk about that new Mega Man came out.
Yeah.
and they're just like, oh, they added this new thing. It makes it too easy. It's like you don't have to use it. Like
What's the thing?
There's this thing called like I forget exactly what it's called, like 2-gear system, and basically what it is like you can either like slow down time around you temporarily. There's like a cooldown bar for it. Or like it's like a meter you can run out of. You can either slow down time around you, or you can like speed up your own ability. So that you can either like give yourself more time to react to things if you're doing platforming stuff, or if you're fighting, you can do like double attack basically. Like it increases your attack. And people are super against that because they're just like, oh, it needs to be hard. And like the game is still hard, but it's like built around that system.
Yeah.
And like the robot masters you fight in this one also have that. So it's like it's pretty neat the way it changes everything up, and like the way they build the game around it is neat. But people are like, it's not like the other 10 that came out whenever.
It's like whatever. Did you see the amiibo for that? That looks really good.
It does look good, but I want to buy a physical game for it.
You're like, eh.
Fat guy with the huge gut says you guys aren't that big.
Oh, thank you.
Not yet.
Is that a challenge? Yeah.
We're just getting started.
Watch me eat Kane.
They,
No, we're not in Devore here yet.
Shut up.
No thanks.
Anyway,
It's a little imp. Never
what
mind.
were we talking about? I got lost.
We were talking about
Mega
Monster
Man.
Hunter and
How'd
how
they
it's
get
got
divorced so
many
fast?
different stuns.
Because Kane's here.
What?
Yeah, because I brought it up.
Yeah.
It's the gentleman's fetish.
Oh, the thinking man.
Oh no. Okay. So anyway.
Abort. No, wait. That's another finish. Okay. Anyway.
Wow. So Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
There's a whole lot of stuff that I've kind of taken away from Monster Hunter that is really really good to learn from.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to be said for the way that they decided to construct their matchmaking system.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's intentionally vague. But it gives you just enough granularity to know what you're in for before you jump into it, with the exception of knowing whether or not the players you're jumping in with are going to be equipped for doing what they're doing.
See, that's interesting because I never really have that. Every time I jump into one of these games, it's because Brian and Taylor are playing, so it's like I always have.
Oh,
like,
so you're with two experts all the time.
Well, not only that, but like they always have like some other, like they got everyone to buy this particular one, so that there was like, because you can make a guild kind of thing, and there was like always like
Right.
16 people, and it's just like there's always at least 2 other people online besides them and like me, so it's just like we need one other. It's like cool, we have a team of 4 always.
Right.
So I've never really had to. In all the games we've ever played too, because I've been playing since the Monster Hunter Try or whatever, which is like 4 games ago, however that works. And I've never had to queue up with randoms is basically what it is. And it's just like I've never experienced that, so it's interesting to hear that it's like it's relatively decent.
I've kind of had a mixed bag of results queuing up with randoms.
Okay.
But most of the time, things have gone right. It's been very rare that I've joined a game where people are dying on purpose or are
Spamming, like hitting you
critically
guys.
unequipped. I haven't had that happen yet,
No.
but I'm also running flinch free on my armor, so if someone were to do that, I don't think it would work unless they hit me with something really hard that would send me up into the air, and I can attack off of that now, so it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Hammer will do that too.
I think the hammer can do it. I don't know if any other weapons can, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I think the greatsword has a thing where it like scoops up and like does an upward strike.
I mean,
That can do that.
the hammer straight up has like a golf
Yeah,
swing.
like-
You can it's like meant for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to help people.
That's
get
when
up
I was
in the
playing
air.
with Ashley. She was Insect Glaive, so I'd throw her up in the
I
air and
love
she'd
Insect
do
Glaive.
I
God damn, it's so
I
fun.
messed
I
around
haven't
with
had a
it.
chance to play with that one yet.
Really, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You can if you do it right, you can stay in the air the whole time, and just as long as you land your last hit on the thing, you just flip up, and
Neat.
it's my favorite kind of fight.
Yeah, I actually started off with the lance.
Okay, cool.
And the reason that I did that is because with every other online MMO I've ever played, I've always jumped into like the archer class or the ranged class first.
Gotcha.
And I didn't want that experience this time. I was like, no, this time I'm gonna choose the big tanky shield and poker stick, and we're just gonna go in and we're gonna get in this thing's face because that's what this game is about. These monsters are huge, and you're supposed to fight them. Let's
get
fight
up in
them.
their face. Yeah.
And there was also a little bit of a stigma attached to ranged weapons from the circle of friends that I have that play these games.
Huh.
They're like, oh yeah, don't use the light bow gun. It's easy mode.
Oh,
You can do better than that.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, if that's how you feel about it, good. Good. We'll get in its face. Let's see if we can do that. So, overall, playing the Lance has been fun.
Yeah.
A lot of the Monster Hunter experience is very... What's the word? They drop a lot of options on you at once. An overwhelming amount of stuff. You start the game with 14 weapons in your inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nonsense. That was a very terrible choice. I don't know why they did that. So I just found out last week that the gun lance is different from a normal lance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
There was no tutorial.
Well, it's
no
14 weapons because it's one of each
Right.
kind. Yeah, and they want you to have the option to choose whatever you want.
Yeah, so like I chose a weapon and then trashed the rest because it was taking up space in my inventory, which I had no idea had unlimited slots because they don't tell you. They just
Right.
give you
Yeah,
three
it's
pages.
a lot of just kind of figure it out or have a
Yeah.
friend that it tells you how to play or whatever. Like
Now-
that's been my experience.
Yeah, but like, don't get me wrong. It's not as if the game doesn't have tutorials. It's just that
Right.
it has a million tutorials for shit that you'd obviously figure out on your own.
Right.
And then they fail to give you a tutorial for basic UI management
Yeah.
and things like that. It's so weird.
Right.
It's very inconsistent.
This is another thing where I'm just like, it used to be worse.
Yeah,
Like,
it probably used to be
Yeah,
worse.
it was so bad.
But
yeah, no, it's definitely
Oof.
there's definitely room for improvement for sure. But it's this game, going off of other ones I've played before, is definitely a huge step in the right direction for making it more accessible. Just because
I think so.
There's no reason for it not to be that way. Like like I said, people can bitch about it being easier or whatever. People
let
get
'em bitch,
upset.
dude.
People
It's
get
hard for
upset with their game that they like is more accessible, so more people will play it and buy that game. Like so you can
Well-
get more iterations of the game you like. Like what?
I mean,
Eh.
if we want to go all the way with it, just give these folks an option to make it harder on themselves. Fuck it. They give it a quest handicap. Whatever. That's
Removes
not
the
the
HUD.
point. But
Like, fuck.
something that I feel is definitely worth mentioning, and I guess I'll probably end the tangent on Monster Hunter
Okay.
there, is that I'm playing on PC, right?
Yeah.
And I get notifications through Steam whenever developers update the status of their game or release news about it.
Right.
Because I'm following the game. And the development team for Capcom has been working tirelessly to address the problems that PC players are having, whether it's the game not behaving properly with their hardware, or texture resolution not loading correctly, or content missing from the PC release that is available in the console versions.
Yeah.
Just whenever players as a community have legitimate questions, Capcom is very quick to answer them, and the team is moving toward catching the PC version up with the console version at an accelerated pace, and they're very open about it.
Yeah.
They don't come across as nebulous or enigmatic or detached from the player base, and I really, really appreciate that. There's a whole lot of respect that I have just for the fact that the team is willing to say in a public place, in a public announcement, hey, we know it's not ready yet, hang in there.
Right.
And like there's a lot of development teams that just aren't willing to be like that with their player base, so I really appreciate that.
It's good to have communication like that for sure.
Yeah.
So that's neat.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Cool.
Playing anything,
Yeah, bro.
bro?
Got some games.
Games.
So I've been playing this game. Sorry. It'll Do Too.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
What'd you call me?
So I played the first one last year. It's called It'll Do.
It'll do.
Yeah, and you play as a girl called It'll.
It'll.
Yeah.
What you do,
It's
bro?
yeah. The whole game it's very Zelda clone-y type game, but it's like specifically like your Link to the Past type stuff.
Yeah, that's not a bad problem to have.
Nah, it's pretty good. For some reason they've made this one like all 3D for some reason, which is fine.
Like, just
but
the aesthetic of it.
I mean, there's also like instead of 4 directions to aim in, you can there's like full range of motion or whatever, which is neat.
Okay.
But there's still like no jumping, and like it's a map with 8 dungeons to go through, and you know you can go through in any order type of thing, and each one has an item that you use to help solve the thing. But it's not as like specific as Zelda is. Like there are, and the fact that you can do things in any order means like you can get so instead of being like 8 different items in the dungeons, there's like 3, but then you get upgraded versions of them where like it either does something stronger or it will like you start off with a stick for your melee weapon, yeah, and then you get a sword, and then eventually you get a chain where you can like swing your sword, but it's like has longer reach, and then like you attach like this thing to it and it shoots fireballs. It's crazy. Things like that. Things like there's like a staff you get that pushes items, and then you eventually get like a ring that like you can freeze things with, or you can create ice blocks which serve as like
puzzle stuff.
They work. Yeah, there's a lot of puzzle stuff, and they work as like push blocks, but they're ice. So, but you can also freeze regular push blocks and make them have the same properties as ice blocks. Or there are blocks you push around that are like regular stone blocks, and then you can freeze them and then just like break them with your sword or like a fire block or whatever stuff, fire staff thing, whatever it is. Yeah. And yeah, I really appreciate the freedom it gives you to just kind of go around and do whatever in whatever order, which is nice.
It's really difficult to design a game like that.
Right. I tend to just do it in the, because like I forget what excuse they make up for it, but there's like a thing where it's like an arrow that's like, this is the next temple, and like you can turn that off or whatever, but it tends to be, in this game anyway, like going in the order they suggest is like the difficulty kind of ranks up as you do it. So, and like I said, if you did like dungeon 7 first and then got an item from there and then like went back to the other ones, like it would be easier.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Because like it's just like,
because you've got more tools.
Right, exactly. So
does it open up like other options to like not like a Castlevania, but like kind of like you just get something from like say dungeon 7 or whatever, go back to like dungeon 2 and you can like solve puzzles faster? Or
yeah,
like,
there are things like that. Like the ice ring thing I was talking about can create blocks, but like I said, the game's 3D or whatever, so you can have there's like full range of motion, so I can set things diagonal. Yeah. So it's like there's like a fence here, and then there's like a button right here, and then there's like another thing in the way, but like I can stand diagonal to it and just like reach over and put the block like through the wall or whatever, and just be like, here's my ice block, I did it, goodbye. Yeah. So there's also a thing throughout the game, there's like little hidden side caves and like smaller dungeons, I guess not dungeons, but there's like
challenge rooms.
There's smaller caves that have like a puzzle. It's like just like the one screen, because it's a very like you go through a dungeon,
screen oriented.
Yeah, the screen moves like around you or whatever, and you can find like throughout the world, and also I guess in some dungeons you can find lockpicks. So it's like I have this lockpick, and there's like here's like I have to go through this dungeon and get this key, or I can just force my way through this door, and like you can bypass like half the dungeon if you really want to, but. I did that a couple times on accident, because like I'd be fighting an enemy and I get backed into a wall. I'm like, oh shit, the door, and like I open it. I'm like, oh fuck, and that sucks, because you go out the door that you accidentally open and you go back in, like the enemies all respawn. It's like I still have the same health I did when I just died halfway fighting these fuckers though. So
you just have to be like spatial awareness.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
That sounds like a mechanic that would make speedruns really weird to watch, because then you'd get to pick and choose which doors you wanted to bust through.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting. There's also has a Zelda thing where there are certain walls that are breakable. You can just go through. Sometimes you have to know they're there too. Which is
the bomb.
No, you just hit them with your stick.
Oh, nice.
Or the whatever. Stick. Yeah, I don't think there's a bomb in the game actually. Oh no, there's dynamite, but that's for like metal blocks or whatever. Yeah. Dynamite! But yeah, it's neat though, because you can set dynamite and then freeze it. So it won't go off right away, and then you can use your wand thing to like push it across the room, and it's just like zoop, and then all of a sudden it's by some other thing. And
mail delivery explosion.
Yeah, and then there's like little crystals like in older Zeldas where you hit them and like they open a door or whatever, but you have to hit like all 3 of them, but you can also push them together, so you can like, oh, these 2 are next to each other, dynamite here, and then as that goes off, I'll hit the other one with my stick, and then it's open. But it's really neat. And what I like about it, both of these games have this thing where it's like, it's not quite fourth wall breaking, but it's like the
self-aware.
It's very self-aware for sure, but it's also like the bosses of both of these are like they like their purpose is to create adventures.
Oh.
So it's like the guy when you end up on this island, you end up on this island in a pond somehow when you're on a raft, and your raft breaks into 8 pieces, and you have to go find those 8 pieces to get your raft back together. Even though it's like there's trees everywhere, it's like silly, rafts don't grow on trees. So it has a very good humor where it's just like, okay, here we go, and like the girl is very like, just like adventure and like whatever, I don't care about this, I'm gonna steal some treasure and shit, doesn't matter how long we're gonna be here. But you have this sidekick, it's this little fox with wings called Tipsy, and it's always drunk on health potions, but it also gives you tips, so that's why it's called Tipsy.
Good.
Right.
I like it.
And it'll always introduces her Tipsy. She's like, oh, this is my dog Tipsy, and she's like, actually I'm a fox, and they're like, silly, foxes don't have wings. It's like, oh Jesus. But yeah, it's just a good time, and I've gotten through. I just beat the main part of it last night. We're going through I've gotten all of the items, I think now, all the health upgrade. The health. It's funny because the health above you is like a scroll of paper with like it's like hearts that are just like drawn on. So the way you get more health is you find like boxes of crayons, and it just like scribbles in more hearts.
So eat the crayons.
Yeah, basically. But then there's that whole thing, and then I'm trying to think of, I'm like losing track.
I hope you don't mind if I call you Fatty, fat guy with the huge gut.
Fatty
Mentions
okay
that their computer died.
Oh,
but they're very, very confident that neither of you two are as big as them. So I think it is a challenge.
What if we fuse together?
Yeah.
Fusion dance.
You can probably pull it off.
A great slime.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, but yeah, this game's pretty great. Like I was saying, there's a whole lot of extras that I went and found, and there are like secret dungeons you get to, and then there's like these hidden keys that lead to like, I'm like right at this final like secret dungeon, which is supposed to be the real ending. Right. But what I did is I got to the end, and found all the raft pieces, and then I went to the part where you're supposed to like sail away, even though it's like the pond in the middle of like this landmass. You just sail away at the end.
Great.
And so what happens is like you get into that, to spoil this, I guess it doesn't really matter, but like you get onto this raft and you sail away, and like it shows the island, and then like all of a sudden it explodes, and it's like, what the fuck? And it doesn't tell you why, so it's like, now I want to see what this true ending is, and I don't know. Yeah, but it's just, and like it shows like the credits, and it just kind of scrolls through, and it shows like all the main characters are just like floating in the water. It's like, you asshole, like you should you're supposed to do the final ending, idiot. So yeah,
that'll learn you.
But yeah, so the first game has this guy it's just him on this island, and like he just creates all these dungeons for you. He's just like, oh, did you go to this one yet? He's like excited for you to do this. And the second one is like his brother. He was like, I'm so sick of resetting all these fucking puzzles for adventurers. He's just like, God damn it. But what's cool is both the fights with these guys are like, instead of it just being like, oh, go fight this, because all the rest of them are just like, fight this guy in a robot suit in this room, and it's kind of complicated the way they throw things around, or like the way projectiles work. In this game, for some reason, you can roll through projectiles to cancel them out, which is neat. But all the fights are just like, you're in this square and you're fighting this robot thing. But the fight with the main guy in this, he like, every time you hit him, he changes the entire layout of the room around you, and you have to like solve a puzzle to get within striking distance of him, because he's always like in his own little corner, but there's also like an extra thing, and you have to like click all the buttons, and it's shooting at you the whole time. Kill the enemies. I mean, there's either enemies or something that's enemies or hazards or something that have to hit at you. Or
it sounds cool.
I like boss fights like that, where the mechanics force you to work around weird changing terrain. And I mean, I don't even know how many times we've brought this boss fight up in the history of the show, but the Gerudo ruins in Twilight Princess, when you're on the spinner.
Oh yeah.
Like just fights like that where you're able to leverage the terrain, or even the final boss in Cave Story, or the final boss, the zombie engine. What was that thing called? The core.
Oh,
where it shoots the platforms at you, or whatever.
Core,
zombie core. Animated core.
Zombie core. That sounds right. Whatever it is.
Undead core.
Reanimated. Who knows?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Translation is weird.
Yes.
But no, the fight in It'll Do Too, the I guess not real boss fight, but or final boss, but whatever, the main guy you fight, like I was saying, he generates the levels around you, and like it changes every time you hit him. But if you like lose all your health and start over, he does different levels.
Oh no!
So it's like for each stage, it's like he has like a couple. Like you'll see repeats if you die a bunch or whatever, but it's just like, oh, this first one isn't the same as the first one the last time you did it, and he has like he does 8 different ones for the 8 different dungeons,
right?
And it's just like, oh, it's like time to do the first one again, but the first one is different. The second one's the same as it was before, but then the third one is like some third one you haven't done. It's crazy. And I appreciate that kind of stuff for sure.
It's good that they've got like different permutations to keep it fresh.
Yeah,
I would imagine that's very, very angering for speedrunners, though.
oh yeah, that particular fight is probably annoying, but
That's like the run killer, and it's at the end of the game. Brutal.
yeah, for
Just gotta
sure.
get lucky with that. Praise Iron Jesus.
I guess so, yeah. But yeah, that game's really neat because there's a bunch of hidden stuff, and then there's like different outfits you can get, and then there's also I forget what exactly they're called. They're just like pieces of something, and you have to get X amount of those to unlock the 3 secret dungeons.
It's like
Right.
the not Triforce.
And there's more of them than there are required for
Oh well, that's good.
the thing. But there's also like all the little caves are like the mini dungeons are hidden,
Right.
and you can either find them in other caves and you find like scrolls where it's like, oh, X marks the spot for this one, or it's like you talk to the NPCs and it's like, oh, I remember this one thing. It's in like next to this, like there's a red mushroom where there's only brown mushrooms next to the warp or whatever. You have to like kind of look around and find it.
Yeah.
And they also make little jokes of that too, where it's just like, I've been living here for 50 years. I forget what my hand is. Sorry. It's just like, that's good. So
That's good.
stuff like that's fun. But yeah, it's a good game. I'm ready to be done with it though.
Yeah.
Gotta get that Mega Man.
The Mega Man.
I was gonna get that last week, and I was like, "Oh, It'll Do Too is on sale." It's like the last day of
Yeah.
like Nicholas, the publisher, who was doing a sale. I was like, "What's the only game I don't have from them?" Oh, this one. I mean, I need to get this
Yeah.
one. So yeah,
Definitely.
it's awesome.
They publish good games.
They do.
Is that all you played this week?
Spider-Man. I've been doing
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's fun.
That still looks good, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. That game just makes me like so giddy to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Makes me so he's just like so the way
Likeable.
the way he jokes and and like there are certain things where I'm like, I did this what you guys were watching today is just like, oh, I'm gonna go get this pigeon or like whatever whatever waypoint I set for myself, and like all of a sudden crime, I'm like, I gotta do crime. I feel compelled because the character is just so good that I'm just like, I want to go do this thing
You're
and
like,
help
I
out.
must.
Yeah, even though it's fucking like a war zone now because I've unlocked certain parts of the story and dudes have lasers and shit now. It's
Laser
fucked up.
cannons.
It's
Just
fucked
like
up.
fucking comic book bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. It's very comic book now for sure.
This is good. That's what I want out of a Spider-Man game.
Yeah, it's very good, and like all the combat and stuff is still really fun, and just swinging around New York is great. But
Yeah, dude.
yeah, I don't want to talk.
You really, you had reminded me when you said tipsy earlier.
Oh no!
Yesterday, it was my first time being the GM for our small D&D thing,
Okay,
and it was actually fun. So I was just like, it was playing with like my girlfriend and her sister,
nice.
and I was just doing like all the NPCs, but they made a lot of choices that I expect them to do, so I had to like think of shit on the spot. And like,
It's always
the
hard.
but it's so
Fun,
funny because
though.
I started like stuttering a bunch. I was like, "Oh, this happened." I was like, "I'm sorry, very tipsy." Just half the people they talked to were just drunkards, just like. Yeah, I got through most of it. Like she was like, "How much like notes did you have for them?" Like, I have like 1 page. Like that's not all the way full, and I did a lot of stuff that wasn't on the page. So I was
Right.
like, "God damn it!"
That's funny.
But it's funny. So like, and I know she listens to this, so I'm not gonna reveal too much of the next time because she GM'd twice, and I'm gonna GM twice.
Okay,
So the next one is gonna have something along the lines of an orc Randy Savage, and that's
my
all.
God.
That's all I can tell her. You can be like, "Yeah, it's cream of the crop."
God,
Just he's gonna have a magic stick that's like a microphone.
sounds good.
Yeah, it's gonna be really rad.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, me too.
That'll be
but-
fun. Can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Rewinding to Spider-Man for a second.
Yeah.
So, pigeon jokes aside,
Oh.
the new Spider-Man game was developed by Insomniac.
Yeah.
And I was actually maybe 10 minutes away from their headquarters on Wednesday
Oh shit.
Oh, nice.
when I was visiting Burbank.
Okay.
It turns out that Insomniac HQ is, I guess, across the street from Burbank's airport.
Huh.
And I
I
was
know
thinking
it.
about going over there, but I didn't want to have to go back through security. But I was hoping I might be able to just like drop by and say hello and be like, "Hey, y'all are gods."
So you just pop your head in and you're like, "I love you,"
Exactly, is have that moment.
and they're just like, "Thanks, man."
They're like, "Please leave."
You're like, who?
What all have they done?
They did Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
They did Spyro.
Did they Spyro?
Yeah,
Okay.
the original Spyro.
Okay, yeah.
That was
Spider-Man, not Skylander Spyro.
They did didn't they do Resistance? Is that them?
I want to say so, yeah.
Yeah, those games are good.
I want to say they've done Spider-Man games in the past too. Like this isn't the first time they've done a Spider-Man game, as far as I'm aware.
Maybe.
I don't know.
There's a lot of Activision that did Spider-Mans.
There's a lot of Spider-Man games.
There's a lot of Spider-Man games too, yeah.
Resistance got ended right before it got good.
While we're talking about Spider-Man games, check out the cutting room floor for Spider-Man games and just stuff that they've found hidden in the source codes of those games because they're amazing.
Can you give an example of just one?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, all right.
Go find it for yourself, idiot.
No, I don't remember the guy's name, but there's a lot of leftover comments in the code that are things like "fire Dave immediately." It's like, okay, cool.
Did he get fired? I wonder.
Probably.
They're like, hey, you.
The whole studio probably is under or something now. Unless you're talking about the Insomniac one.
I have no idea. Whatever.
Anyway,
Wow.
news.
Send news, please.
No. God. Shut up.
What?
Let's see.
Talking mad shit for a dude in boring distance.
There's a...
Yikes.
Wow. In what distance? I missed it.
It's time for news.
Give news.
We have updates on the Telltale thing.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Remember how last week we were like, oh, no, they're mostly fired, and except for like the skeleton crew that's going to finish this one thing. No, that skeleton crew's fired too.
Oh, no.
They're completely done. But Skybound Games, which I don't know exactly what this is. Skybound. They're apparently going to finish the season 4 of The Walking Dead.
I think they have doesn't Skybound have the rights to like their card games and stuff like that?
I have no idea. I've never heard of Skybound.
Well,
Let's look it up.
let's take a look.
On the note of Telltale games,
Yeah.
can we get a quick post-mortem, a quick list of the games that they're responsible for bringing to us? I know that they're responsible for Minecraft Story Mode, which I'm not going to miss.
A lot of licensed stuff, just like Guardians of the Galaxy, Batman.
Not going to miss. Not going to miss.
Like after The Walking Dead, they kind of hit their stride with like, here's this formula we're going to do for adventure. Like they're all just like watch this cutscene until there's like a decision for you to make, and then like it just goes from there. They're kind of like visual novels, but like 3D,
story driven. Were they also responsible for Heavy Rain, or was that a different company?
That's French. I forget what they are.
Same style though.
Less gameplay.
Less gameplay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure most of the time
Less violent too.
Yeah, but I feel like most of the time with Telltale games you don't even like move your character. Like once in a while
you
do.
You did it like once.
You like look around the environment.
All 5 frames per second.
It's hard to call them adventure games because like you've played like Maniac Mansion or shit like that. So, you know what I'm talking. Like you just adventure games. As much gameplay you get in those games is like you walk around and just like inspect different things,
and then you put the pieces together.
But there's not usually like I feel like it's very rare for a Telltale game to be like, oh, you have this item, try this with this. Like there's not a lot of trial and error.
Use that
type
item
stuff.
here.
Yeah, like
use that
I mean,
item.
like every once in a while, there's like, oh, open the side of the train and like Walking Dead and like get this crowbar and like undo the thing like or whatever. But it's not.
Yeah,
but you
they're not as complex, and there's not. I feel like there's no backtracking.
So there's not replayability either?
Huh?
Not replayability either?
They try to do this thing where like your choices matter and like there's like you can have different endings or whatever, but it kind of ultimately ends you up in the same spot. Like because they would release Telltale had this thing, and they were the ones that popularized this where they're like they release their games episodically. So it's like season 1 of The Walking Dead, and it's just like, oh, episode 1's out now, and then like 2 months later, it's like, here's another 2-hour chunk of this, and
but it needs the same consistent starting point, so they're sort of railroaded into giving you the same.
Well, yeah, because
every time.
season 2 is just like, oh, like mine ended this way, and like this character died here, but it's just like they're kind of like the interchangeable character. So it's like, oh, this person lived for you, this one lived for me, but it's like either way they're gonna die in the next one. So it's like whatever stuff like that. It's just like okay.
So I guess. Maybe a small tangent to fly off on.
Okay.
Game studios that rely really heavily on the IP to sell their game rather than the novelty or the depth of the gameplay. How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys feel that there are studios that do a fantastic job every time they're given an IP, or do you feel that there are studios that the only reason they're surviving at all is because they're IPs?
I feel like there are games. Or there are studios that do games that have good gameplay, and then every once in a while they have a franchise game, and they're just like, oh, we're just doing this because it's the IP, and like they kind of phone it in just to like get the money for it to go back to doing the game they actually want to do.
See Platinum Games.
Yeah, Platinum is the one I'm
biggest
going for there.
example.
Like Platinum Games is like, oh, here's Bayonetta, or here's like Metal Gear
Vanquish.
Revengeance or Vanquish or something, where it's like, oh, this game is incredible, and like the gameplay feels like fucking buttery smooth
Fucking
action,
fast, yeah.
character action game or whatever.
And
And
then
then it's like, here's Transformers, and it's clunky but it has Optimus Prime, your favorite, so
Don't you
great.
love Optimus?
And,
Yeah, I feel that. Well, it's just like kind of like the one series I always thought that did that well, even though it's the same kind of, not always the same thing, but it's the same kind of thing you know you're going in for is the Musou style games.
Fair.
And I'm just like, they have like the Berserk one or the Gundam one or, just even the Fire Emblem
those
one.
are all. I mean,
just came out.
whatever you think about them, they're always pretty consistent. Like in terms of how they are as a game. Like
Yeah.
they're all pretty much the same game with a different skin. If that's what you're going for, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh,
And that's what I'm saying is like they do that well, I
Yeah.
think. Because like especially they did the Legend of Zelda one too, and
Yeah.
they kept like adding to
I'll
it.
either
kept it
be
all-
Link or a One Piece character or a Gundam, but I will always knock back these same 100 guys, and it'll always feel the same.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
So like, it just
Yeah.
like depends on like if you care for the licensed stuff. I guess it's always there. There's like an option for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel that a lot of the time when I'm going in to make a video game purchase or add something to the library or whatever, if I see that it is a licensed IP or if it's like a franchise game, something like as a really, really good example, we can go back to Spider-Man for a second. I'm not going to buy it. I know Insomniac does a great job, and I have 100% faith that they're able to make a good game. And even, it looked like it was a good time to play it while I was watching you guys play it on the couch earlier today. But I'm not going to buy it because it's just, like, it could have stood alone on its own, not being a Spider-Man game. It would have been fine, but it's got this other external weight attached to it because it's a Spider-Man game. And I don't want to deal with that, if that makes any sense. And it's the same thing with, you mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy, you mentioned Batman. It's like, oh yeah, Telltale Games had all these really cool IPs. It's like, oh yeah, it's got Minecraft story mode. Like, Minecraft's a pretty cool IP to have some access to. That's easy money. But it's like, I'm not going to buy any of your games. You have Minecraft, but it's not Minecraft. You have Batman, but it's not Batman. Yeah, like,
The thing that's different though for me for the Insomniac thing specifically is like I mean, you could do the same game without Spider-Man, but I don't feel like it would be. I don't feel like people would be drawn to it as much. Like if I had the same game,
yeah, because Spider-Man's the magnet.
yeah, but it's also like I'm saying, the character and everything is like helps like with immersion and just being like, I want to do more of this because like I want to explore this world, like this lore that I kind of know, and I want to hear more about it. Versus like, I don't know if I'd be the same if it's just like, oh, we're trying our own story, and it's just like,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's because they did a fantastic job, but that's the outlier.
I guess
That this isn't Superman 64 we're talking
Right.
about, which,
Or Aquaman.
recipes.
oh my goodness.
Oh jeez,
Aquaman had a great mullet that moved in the water.
it's in the game where you collect pants.
Wow. So yeah, I feel as though Telltale Games had like a very, very unique space in the games market where it was doing well because it was able to leverage the IPs it had access to, rather than because they were actually making games that I would be interested in. So I mean, obviously they had an audience. There are lots and lots and lots of people who are really, really sad to see them go, but I was not ever really willing in the first place to get into what they had to sell, so I'm kind of watching this play out from the sidelines, and I obviously feel, terrible that their entire studio got shut down, but
Should happen.
it was a studio that I was never really helping along. I don't have any emotional investment in
No.
it other than seeing like there are other developers out there that just totally got hosed, and that sucks. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people making a big deal out of it, and I can't invest in it.
I mean, it's a big deal for a lot of people because there were so many people that did like get into those. Like they reached a wide audience, even though you weren't part of it. It was just like it was because of those IPs. Like it wasn't
exactly.
like when you boil it down, it's just like the game wasn't like that. That's like the universal thing that everyone that plays these games are like, oh, it's neat to see Batman or like Walking Dead or whatever, but like that engine is bad. Like everyone knows, even though they buy like all the seasons or whatever, they're just like, oh, this is rough.
Yeah,
And like they never fixed it, and now they're dead.
yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, so
You never get a continuation to Tales from the Borderlands, right?
I know. It's that fucking cliffhanger ending.
They left it open for you.
I like that. All right.
I'll interpret my own ending.
There you go. They died.
They died. Yeah, they probably just disintegrated instead of getting abducted. So I found out Skybound Games is like Skybound Entertainment is the bigger company there, and they're apparently Robert Kirkman's company.
Yeah.
So the guy that co-created Walking Dead as a franchise, like the whole comic and everything. So I guess he just won't let that die.
No,
He doesn't want any aspect of it to die. The TV show's on its fucking 9th season. He won't let. He wants this game to be finished, and the fucking comics on like issue 200 probably.
Too far.
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know, man.
That old bitch just won't die.
I guess not.
I got some opinions about TV shows turning into video games.
Yeah.
You remember the Ice Age game on the GameCube?
All right, next.
Let's move on.
I was trying to see. I didn't look at a whole lot of news because I was
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
I got some news for you for
Like what?
another day or two. There's golden loot box available in
Fuck
Overwatch.
off. Does that end today?
I think so.
Yeah.
So late and lose.
Yeah.
Surprise. Did you see all the Halloween skins? I kind of
No,
don't care.
I haven't even looked. I haven't opened Overwatch in months.
Oh, good. The brand new game Weedcraft, a game about growing and selling weed.
Nice.
Thank
Is it cute?
goodness.
A fan has recreated Metal Gear Solid Shadow Moses in Lego Worlds.
Excuse me? Tell me more. I fucks around with the Lego.
Oh, aren't you excited for Fortnite action figures? They're coming soon.
You mean Unity Store 3D printed models? Like
No.
With articulation.
That's probably NECA that's making that too.
Probably.
Ugh.
Ugh.
If it's McFarlane, we really
so okay, wait, I need to take a step back for a second
Okay.
and just like we can't shit on Fortnite too much. Like for the product that it is, they did a good job.
Yeah.
Like it's still fun to play even if it is
I like the skins.
lacking in certain core aspects.
You know what's funny to me is that Nintendo put out a Nintendo Switch bundle with Fortnite. I'm like, that game's free though.
Yeah.
Got him.
Fucking
Got him.
Blue Ocean Strat.
Strat.
Praise be.
They're fucking Zenyatta'd out.
Praise to Iwata.
Apparently, people are playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the like fucking 20th Assassin's Creed game, whatever it is.
That's what I hear.
And they're getting fucked up by chickens.
Excuse me?
Apparently, the chickens
Goose.
just attack dudes in Assassin's Creed. I don't know.
The mighty cock.
It's a slow news week, apparently.
It must be.
It's like the top story on this shit.
His cock's attack. Local cock attack,
mean-
Spartan.
There's some other news that we can talk about. StarCraft 2's War Chest Season 3.
See?
Out and ready to go.
You
That
see
is-
this?
That is an attacking chicken.
That is he's all business.
No one cares about StarCraft. I'm sorry.
These people grew up with N64s. They know better.
Yeah, that must. Well, apparently the chickens are attacking unprovoked. That's the problem.
Oh. they're getting back.
Yeah. It's time for revenge.
It's
Well,
a,
that changes things.
yeah.
I guess you could say they're.
Mario Party's out. Apparently, it's the best one in like 2 generations, but that's not saying anything. So
That is. Mario Party is
the best one since Mario Party 5. Ugh. The best one since they made that memory card slot microphone that you attach to Mario Party 6.
What's wrong, Ryan? Are you gonna get it?
Probably.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty neat. I'm excited for it.
I can't wait to play Wario.
Can't wait to lose all my friends and there's no more podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking throw your fucking everything out the
My
window.
Joy-Con now.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know. It's not a lot of news. I don't want to like force shit. Just trying to see. It's all Telltale shit. It's a
Well.
big deal.
Well, I mean, that is it is a big deal in the industry when 250 people just sort of go out into the void.
They get
Well, I mean,
vanished.
it happens though. Like,
Oh yeah.
the reason it's a big deal is because like I said, the IPs dragged people in, and like everyone played these. Like, Walking Dead season 1 was on like major game sites like Game of the Year lists. And it's like, come on, it's not that good. It just has The Walking Dead in it, and it's like you're playing this story. I
He's a
guess.
sniffy boy.
Ugh. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, sniff,
Anytime.
sniff.
Ah.
This is something. Sorry, Churro, I forgot.
Every time.
I get loud when I have.
When you get excited,
Yeah.
I too get
Thanks,
loud.
thanks, Churro. So they're talking about next year. There's going to be a new model Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do they mean by that?
That's just like rumor.
It's gonna have a carry handle.
Rumor from whomst?
Let me see.
You
Where'd it
can
go?
like add boombox shit.
Wow, this scrolled like all the way up on the
So dumb. Why don't you know how to use it?
I don't know why I don't know. This is a good question. Okay,
dummy.
hang on. Here it is. Sorry.
Let's see.
Wall Street Journal.
Yikes.
It's reporting Nintendo will be introducing a new version of its popular Switch console next year.
Why do you say it like that?
Because my nose is dying.
My nose.
So they're saying that they claim the new model would likely share many features with the current version and be compatible with existing Switch software. Well, no fucking
Yeah, I was
shit.
gonna say.
You can't split your player base, like or payer base, I guess.
Yes.
But like, I don't know what they could do with this. Like, they could upgrade the screen, I guess, or maybe like more battery life or something.
What if they put?
They can't make a Switch XL. You have the same size Joy-Cons, but it's like ultra wide. Like, how's that work? Long boy, like
It's like accordion, like you can move it back and forth.
I guess.
It's like a wall scroll. You can like pull it down a little bit.
They're saying they could make it like thinner, but then like they'd have to have a separate dock. That would suck.
Yeah, 'cause it'd be like one of those.
Dock.
You're going for a deep dish and you accidentally order that really shin thin crust and it's like a
yeah.
Triscuit with sauce on it. Not very good.
Some
I don't
people
know.
are into that.
So as somebody that doesn't have a Switch but wants one, does this make you want to wait till next year and see what the new model is, or you just don't care?
I don't think the introduction of a new model would have a significant impact on my desire to have one.
Well, sure, but I'm saying, like, if you wait till next year and this new model's out, you can either get this new one or the old one that you want will be cheaper within, like, less than a year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Could affect.
I'm not sure yet. I know that whenever we're talking about the Switch, Nintendo's strategy right now is just to bring new stuff to the table with every single thing that they do. Every single thing that Nintendo has done in the last 2.5 years has just been, hey, wow, here's some new stuff you didn't think of every single time. So here I am sitting in this chair now going like, oh yeah, new Switch is, I don't know, whatever, and then like it's gonna come out and I'm just gonna be fawning over how cool it is. So
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
that's fair. I don't know. Some people are speculating it might be like a cheaper version for like kids to finally kill off the 3DS, because that's like the market that 3DS has now is just
Make it,
like
big.
It's like it's this cheaper thing for kids and it's more durable, but like I don't know if like how you do that.
It'd be like the same size like Joy-Cons, but like the buttons might be a bit bigger, so that's they're not like slamming into it.
It's a weird thing. I don't know. That's the thing for like, it's like, here's this thing for kids, but it's 3 pieces that can come apart technically because of the Joy-Cons. It's like, I don't know.
It's gonna be thrown all over the place.
Yeah, probably. God.
Well, let's kind of dig into the possibilities really quick here. So what are the strengths of the Switch right now? It's portable.
Yep.
It's got a screen built in.
Yep. Portable and a home console.
You can hook it up to a regular TV. So let's pretend for a second that I'm someone who, and this is the actual situation, I'm never going to use the screen built into the Switch. If I can't dock it and put it on a real TV, I'm not going to bother with it. So maybe the next model of the Switch will just skip the screen, and it'll just be a place where I can charge my joypads,
Like just a dock.
Joy-Cons. Yeah, just a square thing that I can hook the Joy-Cons into and just play the game on a TV without any of this in my peripheral vision just being in the way. Like, are there any games that you can think of that when they're docked or when the Switch is hooked up to a TV, like you're using the smaller screen? That's not a thing, right?
No, it needs to be docked to be in the
I can think of a
Because-
lot of instances where I prefer to undock it and just have it on the go though. Like, I mean,
I can't do that. I work in a place where
Right.
if I bring any kind of equipment in from outside, it needs to go through the security team
Yeah.
before it's just not worth it.
hmm.
So for me, the concept of having a console on the go is moot. I'm never going to use that section of it. So why not make a Switch version that's
I
not
mean, you did just
needing
go to
that?
Burbank though, didn't you fly there?
Yeah,
That would have been
I'm
nice
not-
for like an hour.
I'm not going to do that on a plane.
Why not? Other people
Because
do.
That's not what I do.
Okay, but you could if you
I
had
flew to
one.
Burbank for work, man.
Okay, I don't know, whatever. There's other people flying for work that are playing on Switch. I've seen it.
I guess.
I've done it
synced it.
myself. It's great. I don't know.
I'm gonna be doing it
Yeah.
in like a couple weeks here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sick.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. It's just a weird. That's the thing is like you could never tell like what they're gonna do ultimately. Like they're making a new Switch, but like They were making a new DS before, like when there was 3DS, and like nobody thought 2DS was going to be a thing, and it fucking was. And it's just this weird wedge.
It was great.
It's great, and it was like a cheaper model of the thing, but like nobody expect. Like you tell somebody, it's like, hey, they're making a new 3DS, and it doesn't have 3D, and also doesn't have clamshell design. It's a weird. It's like a kick. It's like a fucking doorstop, but they're making it, and it's going to be like $80 or whatever, and people be like,
It's gonna sell better.
Yeah, it sells like fucking hotcakes. It's great.
Yeah, it did.
And it eventually came with like Mario Kart, which is like the big get on every Nintendo system.
Then they made it with the clamshell thing, didn't
Yep,
they?
I have that one. I mean, I've had all of them at one point or another, just because I'm a sucker. But
Well, okay. Let's go in the other direction.
yeah,
Let's say that you're someone who has like a home theater. Maybe you want like the home theater Switch in your backpack.
mm-hmm.
But where would you go with it? Maybe they put like a real graphics card in it, and you can run, Skyrim on your Switch at a smooth 60 FPS.
It's just like a 1080 with
Skyrim again. Yeah.
It'll still hurt your
just
hand
hold the
depending on how
TV in front of you.
hold it.
Yeah. Well, that's every time we talk about this kind of thing. Eric wants a Switch XL. He just wants a bigger tablet thing. And I'm just like, you'd have to have bigger Joy-Cons. You have to have bigger everything. You put it in your fucking dock, and it would scratch the shit out of it.
Put on some like big
It would change everything.
Let's go back to the Sega Game Gear. Give me the Oculus Rift equivalent of the Switch, and I'll just like plug the Joy-Cons into the side of the headset, and I'll play like this. God, it'll be great.
Sub Commander. It'll be fun. It'll be like fire torpedoes when ready. Bro.
New title from 3DO.
Echo the Dolphin 6.
No, why? There's probably 6 of those.
666. Now it's fucking Satan Dolphin.
God.
Yeah. It's like fucking Echo with horns.
Did you just bad to the bone?
Yeah.
On stream. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Let me tell you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
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 You
Why
could have
not?
just dabbed.
I mean,
Yeah. Please, true.
no.
Ugh. Ugh.
I did it.
Don't point that shit at me.
Cookie buddy.
What? You talking about the cookie pussy again?
No. No. Yoshi's Yarny Cookie Pussy.
That's the worst.
You said it.
You've said it.
No.
Ugh. All right. What were we just talking about?
So, what?
Oh, fucking Switch.
No, thank you.
Yeah?
I've seen that. I've seen that art.
Ugh. I have too.
Words.
Poor weird dog.
Weird Switch.
Anyway,
God damn it.
should we just-
with the
should we-
lazy eye.
we've been doing this for an hour. Let's go to questions. I don't have any other news. Like, let me look through news. Hang on. Let's see. 'Cause, I mean, ultimately, we don't know
Yeah.
what they do for a new Switch. Like, they have to keep it the same. They have to keep the same controllers and accessories to work, right? Right? They can't
Do they?
split that up, don't they? I mean,
GameCube controller ports?
What if they have a little thing that can connect a Switch to another Switch, and you just have a big Switch with
know.
4?
I want them to make a new Switch that I'll probably end up buying because it has like a better screen or something. But like, I don't want to buy another dock. Like, just let me buy the tablet by itself. I don't want to buy all this extra. I don't know.
Just give me a Switch with a USB to GameCube memory card port
That's the real thing. That's what you're fucking waiting for.
That's-
Yeah.
to be able to reload my save data
No,
from
no, no.
Luigi's
No,
Mansion.
I'm talking
or Pikmin
you.
2.
Your strategy is like, I'm going to buy the new one. I'm going to give you my old one. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's the strat.
That's the
Got
strat.
you.
I know. No,
You got me.
No, but that's what's going to happen anyway.
happened to
Someone's getting it. Yeah, that's what happened to Churro. It wasn't even a new model. I just wanted red Joy-Cons.
Sick.
It's over here somewhere. Anyway, no, I'm joking.
I think it's down there, actually.
What?
The other Switches.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
He knows
down
where it
there,
is.
the red ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep an eye on that Switch.
Yeah. Getting ready for it. No.
Kane's getting all sweaty again.
God. Oh, they're bringing Toys R Us back. I
You know-
forgot about that.
You know, I saw that, and I was like,
Yeah. Time to have more.
you know, the worst thing than just having to die a slow,
Die
painful
twice.
death. Well, I'm only dying twice. It's just dying a stale, painful death.
Yeah.
Because like when we went in, it's like that last time. It's like, well, there's like not a whole lot here anymore. And
Yeah.
that's just that's just how it was.
They need to make like smaller stores or something.
yeah, or not do the video game.
I don't
thing.
know. Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know.
And they had like all
It's
those like
rough.
those old timey like toys in the back, and I was like, who's this for?
Yeah, it's like here's Lincoln Logs, I guess. Here's this whole section of there's a whole fucking quadrant of this place with bikes. And
Yeah,
just,
that threw me
just
off.
asshole teenagers are just riding them around inside the store. Thanks.
Teenagers.
Ugh.
Those
Here's a small
punts.
here's a small section that only 3 of you like, where it's stuff we got from Japan, and it's pretty cool.
It's
Japan.
Yeah.
Japan.
But now
I like
I can
Japan.
have it. And here's the wall of amiibos. That's all fucking Mabel because nobody wants her, dumbass. Sorry.
And
from Animal Crossing.
I was going to say Lucia Lucario.
Who's the blue one? Is it
Sable?
Sable. Yeah, nobody likes Sable. She's adopted.
Wow.
That's why she's blue. Anyway.
Okay,
no,
I gotta look it up. Give me 1 second.
he doesn't know which one. Only one he'd fuck.
Okay, whoa, don't bring hedgehogs in this.
Also, there's 3 of them, technically.
Oh, heavens.
Nobody cares about the
Tell
third
me
one.
more.
No.
Kane's going to end up in a quad
Okay.
sim.
So just to make sure that we've got this correct, so there are 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Able sisters.
2 of them are peasants and 1 is not. So I'll take the classy one.
Damn.
Y'all can have that blue one.
No thanks.
Nobody wants that blue one. That's why there's a wall of her ass on the fucking amiibo wall. That and like the 3-pack with the 2 llamas. It's like
right.
2 llamas and KK, and you have to get those 2 llamas to get KK. It's the fucking worst.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds like a triple win to me.
Nah, fuck that. The llamas suck. One of them's asleep the whole time. The other one's a hoe.
Do they make...
That's right. I know you know.
Do they make an Isabel one? I don't remember.
Probably.
I want
there's gonna be a better one for
Yeah, it's gonna be for Smash.
Smash.
I don't want to smash it.
Sitting right next to
I can't
Waluigi.
wait for the next Smash character because they're gonna be number 69. It's gonna be the memes.
69!
God damn it. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So I'm
Yes?
sure we've beaten this topic to death, but do we have any guesses?
for who the character is,
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
because we're kind of stretching at this point. I mean, we have Ridley.
Gaped.
Ridley was always a stretch. We have
King
Yeah,
K.
he
Rool.
is. King
uh,
K. Rool. All the previous characters.
Fucking Simon
The
and Richter
Belmonts.
Belmont.
Yeah.
it was very very strange to see Castlevania finally brought into the fold
I
on
was
this.
so
Nice,
happy.
That's
Oh.
so good.
It looks like it's gonna be good.
What else? What else is showing up?
Okay, Rule finally showed up. That was
Dark,
really cool.
Dark Samus is a thing.
So
Echo Fighters.
The Echo Fighters are kind of a really really neat concept. I like
Daisy's
Daisy and
technically
Peach.
new,
Yeah. So do you feel as though we might get?
It's Echo Fighters are weird.
I like the idea. I think that it's a system that we needed.
I like the idea, but then why?
There are too many Fire Emblems.
And, it's not just too many Fire Emblems, but it's also like, why is Wolf his own character? Why'd you got to do that? I mean, he was, I guess, technically before he had slightly different moves, but like Falco and Fox are different characters. It's like,
Are they though?
but that's what I'm saying. In this game, they are. They're not Echo Fighters of each other, but like Roy and Marth are the same character, or not Roy and
It's like
Marth.
Roy and Ike, I think.
Or no, is it Roy and the
They're
new-
all the same. All the Fire Emblems are exactly the
No.
same.
Who's the other guy?
They have
Ike.
no,
They're,
defining
they're adding
characteristics.
that one guy who was only a trophy before, from Awakening, the main guy.
Oh, Crom.
Crom, yeah. And he's like a Roy clone.
Mhm.
But yeah, but there are characters that are clone characters that weren't like, you mean,
Pit and Dark Pit.
yeah, they're Echo Fighters of each other, but Falco and Fox aren't because their lasers are slightly different. Like, I don't understand that.
Okay, so just we need to zoom in on the past for a second here.
Yeah.
So, a long time ago, during the era of Super Smash Bros. Melee,
Yeah,
there was a character who was top tier, a character who was the very best all the time because they were simply the best. And I want to know if we're gonna get Dr. Mario back.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Okay,
yeah,
because
they said everyone from the past is coming.
Okay, because if we're getting Dr. Mario back, then it's time.
Fuck everyone else.
Time to start practicing again because let me tell you something. They're going to be on the top every time because they are the best.
Wasn't Dr. Mario in the last one?
Was he in the last one?
Yeah, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I have no idea. I didn't even play the last one.
Oh, wow.
They're bringing back Pichu. All of them.
Can't wait.
Yeah. There's like 3 different art styles of Link now.
Are they going to bring
All
back
coming back.
the not nerfed Jigglypuff?
I doubt it.
Give me that
Depends.
down B.
Oh, man.
I'm getting Solid Snake back, and that's all I care about.
Solid
Yikes.
Snake is coming back. Who else? What else is it? Yeah, there's Toon Link, but also the Child Link.
Yeah, Toon Link, Young Link, and
The
regular Link.
which is the Skyward Sword one, I think now.
Do we have Midna yet? Can we have Midna?
No, Midna.
I'm
Never.
holding out for Midna. That'd be a good 69.
Ugh.
I'd be down on that.
I'm sure.
Oh, come on. I spent 5 minutes building up to that joke. Fuck you.
Wow. What if a 69, but the other part was a big hand?
Ooh.
Great.
Just master.
Because I know you don't mean the human one.
Duh.
You like
So yeah, they have them in order
a curvy
by
cutie.
when they appeared in the series.
Yeah.
So
Dun, dun,
Okay.
dun, 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 dun.
Echo, Daisy.
It's gonna be the yo-yo note.
Ice
again.
Climbers are back.
Ice climbers are fine.
Pichu is good. Pichu is his own character, even though it should be just an echo of fucking like a shittier Pikachu.
Martha and Lucina.
Martha and Lucina, who are just basically boy and girl versions of each other.
I love Lucina.
Ugh.
It's all the same character.
Mewtwo.
Why isn't Ganondorf a mirror fighter of
Captain Falcon?
Yeah, just slower.
No, Captain Falcon would be the mirror of Ganondorf. Nobody knows who Captain Falcon is
Fucking
anymore.
excuse me.
Captain Falcon's great.
Captain Falcon's that guy from Smash Bros. Now. Sorry, bro. Captain Falcon's in more Smash Bros. Games now than he is in fucking F-Zero. Sorry. That's the real truth. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is.
Wow.
Then there's Best Boy Game & Watch. Oh, yeah.
That's a good joke.
It's good. Meta Knight. Pit and Dark Pit. Fucking Shulk is his own character. Pokemon Trainer counts as 3 because Charizard, Squirtle, and Ivysaur, whatever.
It's so weird that they chose that setup with those 3. Like, you'd figure that they would have chosen better Pokemon for that.
Two starters.
That's Kanto starters, whatever.
Bro.
It's not only Kanto starters, but 3 different stages of evolution for each.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it's weird. It's not Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard. It's Charizard, Ivysaur, and Squirtle.
yeah, my hope is
It's
that
weird.
in the next run, we receive skins for the Pokemon Trainer that use different generation starters, because I'm just gonna throw
Do
it
you
out
think
there.
they're
I'm
gonna put-
so sick of the Gen 1 starters. I'm done. I don't like them
I don't understand.
anymore.
They put Sonic in here and here. Fucking Lucario.
I'm like for the joke for people who do,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's
one took me a
Lucario.
second too.
Yeah.
Lucario was a decent character, but it
Ugh.
just it was only a decent character
Fucking-
because it had wall stick, like without being able to
It's got
stick to
what?
walls.
Oh yeah, the wall
Oh,
stick.
I thought you said Walt's dick. I was like, excuse me.
I mean, maybe.
Characters 51 through 53 Mii fighters are officially their own characters. Like Mii swordsman, Mii
Okay, I mean,
blast fighter,
Sure, why not?
whatever.
Robin.
Pac-Man, Robin, Shulk, Ryu. Ryu's cool.
Bowser Jr. was a good character design for Smash.
Then we got Inkling. Yeah,
Inkling.
Ridley. I forgot Inkling. So that'll be a fun one.
64 is a good number for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon, Richter, King K. Rool, and yeah, Isabel.
Isabel 68, huh?
She's gonna tear it up.
Oh, well, then we've already answered this question. 69's Waluigi. Next.
Waluigi. I don't think so.
See, the only reason I don't want Waluigi to be 69 is because he's also going to be last. And I want more. I want a little bit more.
What about, like, King Boo?
King Boo would be all right.
King Boo would be a
Maybe.
good character.
I don't know about that. Maybe a good stage. I don't know about him.
He'd be a
being
good stage hazard, yeah.
Hmm.
Well, they have. I feel like they got to put a Monster Hunter character in. Because
Playable
Power
Rathalos, fuck it. Here
well,
we go.
no, because is it Raytheon or Rathalos for? There's one of those two is a stage hazard.
It's Rathalos.
Yeah, Rathalos. Yeah, Rathalos. How do we say that? Rathalos. I don't know. It's weird.
Flappy Red
It's
Boy.
weird because I hang out with Brian and Taylor so much, and they just like come up with their own ways to say things. I'm like, is that right, or you guys just weird?
I think everybody makes it up. I don't think there's an official translation because the voice acting in the game is fucking atrocious.
What's the thing is like you can look at when there's like Japanese text for things. It's like, oh, they spell things phonetically basically, so it's easy to figure out how to say things once you read it.
Yeah.
Also,
But-
Hunter also has its own made-up language.
But they also
It's
have
true.
different names.
Yeah.
Like Kulv Taroth is not Momotaro.
Right, that's fair.
So
I mean, that's the same for Pokemon too.
yeah.
Yeah, they do that kind of shit. Anyway, questions?
Umbreon's name is Blackie in Japanese.
It's not wrong.
It's so lazy. This is a
Local-
Flareon's booster.
Local dark booster.
Yeah, Vaporeon is Shawas.
Booster showers.
Just-
Sprinkle. Yes.
I'm trying to think of who else I'd put in Smash Bros. Real quick for number 69.
Who else are you gonna smash?
Let's put Ori in there.
Fuck Ori.
Oh, don't
Well,
mind if I do.
You nasty man. That's a fucking Microsoft exclusive. You can't take that away. They only have so many of those.
You think they would put?
Let's put Master Chief in Smash. Fuck it.
Oh god.
You know,
Goku.
I want to be back.
Goku. Dude, it could happen.
So dumb.
It could happen, and if it does, imagine the precedent it would set.
Imagine all those power level debates.
Imagine-
all the fucking garbage.
All of the... We would have a universe
No.
in which we would know Isabel's power level.
I suppose we
Her
would.
power level is maximum, obviously. She's the Broly of this universe. Probably.
That's fine.
I'm gonna say words.
Is a Broly?
Is a
Hey,
Broly.
speaking of things that rhyme with roll, what about roll?
Roll would be good.
Roll would be good.
I'd like roll.
Don't we all?
You nasty man.
What's wrong with you?
Ugh.
I didn't say anything. All right.
No, we've had plenty of other opportunities for fighting games that have sort of died as a franchise that we might be able to bring back.
Like
Like characters from Bloody Roar.
That,
Skullgirls characters.
I'd be okay with Yuriko making a comeback.
Yuriko.
I want Wonder Red to show up.
Oh,
for
be so
Wonderful
cool.
101.
That would be good.
He'd be good. He's cartoonish enough to fit in.
Yeah, man.
He's awesome.
You do the Wonder
The
Punch.
big fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad Olimar's back.
Olimar is good.
Olimar's a good time.
Pikmin 4 is a thing. That's going to be a thing.
Bless.
Bless Pikmin 4.
Blast.
I don't think I've ever finished one of those games, though. I should do that.
I finished Pikmin 1, I finished Pikmin 2. I got the good ending on both of those. I've never had a chance to play Pikmin 3, and on the Wii U, no thanks.
Yeah. It'll show up as like Pikmin 3 Deluxe Edition on Switch eventually, probably. That's what they do with all the Wii U games.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Put Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4 in it. His gun can do the same thing as fucking Fox.
I would love the precedent that sets for like items in the game. It's just like, oh, I threw a trash can. It has the president's daughter in it, or whatever. It's just shit from Resident Evil.
So, what do you think about like maybe the Prince as character 69
For what?
from Katamari?
Oh, that'd be
say
interesting.
Prince of Persia.
They just announced Katamari like remaster or re-rolled
Yeah, I
is what
saw
it is.
that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. His final smash is just King of all Cosmos, just shoots like a rainbow down and just takes up the whole stage or something.
Just blows everything
Fucking
up.
kills everything. Yeah, I was thinking Prince of Persia for a second. I was like, huh?
oh yeah, sure.
I say the Prince, and you think the Prince of Persia. What's wrong with you?
He's the prince.
Okay, so what about
Short for Theodore.
Prince of Persia would be fucking so shown up in Nintendo Universe. Be like, oh, hey, we're all platforming characters. Goodbye. We all have better hops than you. Sorry, except
He
for
has-
Link.
he has time
Enjoy
powers.
hanging out. Yeah, I guess.
You can reverse.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, you
Whatever.
I mean, even Luigi's got that.
Damn. Put Tracer in.
Who was I just thinking of? Oh, but no, like I'm trying to think of more Leon shit. Like
Oh, yeah.
his like forward B could just be like the big fish.
Oh, good.
Just like fucking smack him with
That's down B.
Oh, down B. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
He'll have his roundhouse kick as for like
His
stuff.
guns would just do nothing.
Yeah, they
It-
do
it-
like 1, 2, 3 damage.
Oh my god.
Before he has to switch.
Well, they've introduced in new Smash Bros. There's like point percentages now.
Mm-hmm.
It's for like really precise, like
Oh yeah.
for like the damage or whatever. It's like, oh, this did like 3.5.
Oh,
damage.
you can have a thing. You know how like, you know how Yoshi has the egg like thing he throws.
God.
Well, Leon has that, but he has a percentage chance to throw the golden egg, and it does stupid damage. It'll be good.
Oh man.
I know what his final smash would be.
What?
No, I said I don't know. Oh,
Oh.
wait. He would be in a hell. No, Snake already does that. I was like, he'd be in a helicopter with like a rocket launcher, and like Snake does that with a grenade launcher. So I don't know. That'd be fun.
Just summon Wesker to drop rocks. Be a good
Yikes.
stage hazard. Anyway.
There's a whole lot of potential for more characters. I know Callie and Marie are like assist trophies,
Yeah.
so it's
And I love
that
them.
that's unfortunate. I'll settle for a skin on Inkling for those.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
I'd be 100% okay with it.
It'd be like the same hairstyle though. Like they wouldn't like
That's
change the skin.
fine.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I don't know.
It's like how Mario got those Wario.
I like them as like they're like an assist trophy
Hmm.
in the game, and they just like it just zooms in on them. You can't see what's going on.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Performing.
that's pretty great.
I think what was it? Dracula was an assist trophy too.
Oh yeah, Alucard's one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, him too.
For
No, I
sure.
think Dracula's a stage hazard and Alucard's a trophy.
That makes sense.
So they were trying to bring back Space Channel 5, weren't they?
I
Are
don't think
they?
so.
I could have sworn that there was something coming down the pipe for Space Channel 5 and Ooh La La.
This is the first I've heard of it.
That actually sounds familiar to me. Hang on.
Put
Big-
Earthworm Jim in it.
Earth, hey, you know what?
He hasn't been in a fighting game since that Clay Fighters.
Put Serdan in a good game. Get the guy from Medieval. Just be like, hey, we're gonna take you out of the PlayStation clone of Smash Bros. And put you in a good game.
In a real Smash Bros. But then he just
Then you just add all those characters and be like, here, Parappa, you can be in our game.
Hey,
right in.
we
Right,
have,
yeah,
we have
no.
a whole
Fuck
lot of
Raiden.
interesting
Don't
options
mind if
with
I
that.
do.
God.
Yikes.
Why am I seeing
It's
Space
time
Channel?
for Jack to let it rip.
Did they just like put it out on like Steam or something? Is that what the news is?
I'm not sure.
Space Channel 5. Oh, there's like a VR thing for Space Channel 5. That's what it is. They're
Oh.
making
Oh,
Space Channel 5 VR.
Okay, no.
Great.
What?
Don't go in there.
No, I'm waiting for the VR Switch.
Oh, okay. Just right up.
Here, Switch.
Cyberpunk.
There's actually a
2077.
patent for that. Just fucking chunk the thing in your VR. I guess that would be awful though. I don't know.
Right.
Oh, that's another thing. That's less of a news story, I guess. But their Nintendo just put out a patent for a playable phone case that's supposed to be like a Game Boy.
Oh god.
So
Good.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
could
it's
be
like
alright.
It just slides in or whatever.
yeah.
What's
The buttons would touch your screen and just work that way, I guess. Like your
Yeah,
fingers.
Did we get the questions?
Sorry, yeah, whatever.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
Anyway, questions.
Question.
If you want to ask us questions, you can join our Discord. I usually post
Yeah.
the link in the Discord, but whatever.
My phone totally turned off when I was
On the-
looking up
on
the
the
Able
Twitch
Sisters.
chat. Oh, the Able Sisters. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I can see chat again. Sorry, guys.
It turned off because you were looking up trash.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
I don't know. I don't know if you have the
Dumb
ability to
hedgehogs.
if you could post an invite link. If you want to join our Discord, it's in there. Whatever.
Oh, yeah, I got you. 1 second.
Yeah, put that in the chat whenever, and that's where you can ask us questions. That's where I usually get them from. I also put them on Twitter sometimes, but that's not a thing really. Anyway, questions. Radium has a question. We have a kiss, marry, kill instead of a.
It's so clean.
It's so clean. Yeah.
Okay.
For which video game characters fit the slots for you guys?
I don't. Rephrase, please.
It's like a fuck, marry, kill, but for fictional characters in your video games. I don't know.
Luckily, we have Kane here.
Usually people present this thing and they have 3 characters in mind. We just have to pick characters for this out of like all characters.
Sure.
Hmm.
You can't say Bowsette 3 times anymore.
Why not?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, there's the Discord link. So let me just make sure that I'm on the same page with this question here. This is just
it's PG fuck, marry, kill.
okay.
Because it's kiss, marry, kill. But you can still kill because Disney movies let you kill, I think.
And this is just like choose any video game character.
That's a hard thing. Usually when you get this question, it's like, here's like 3 different characters and you have to sort them the way you do. But no, it's just like everything.
Okay.
I don't know. What if I just chose 3 amiibo from behind you guys and you had to pick those characters?
We'll do it.
That sounds like a bad time.
Can we choose 3 amiibo from in front of us instead? Because I've already got answers for that subset.
Oh no.
That set behind us would be a little bit harder
You
to
can
win.
now.
Oh god.
Great say, man.
Yarn Yoshi's over there. You can fuck that.
No,
yeah,
thanks.
Yarny. Yoshi's Yarny.
Sorry, there's no fucking in this one.
Cookie.
What about Papa Pikachu?
Oh, Big Dad.
Yikes.
Big Dad Pikachu.
No, thanks.
Big
Ready to
Dad.
stretch you.
Gate. I'm sorry, kissed. Kissed real.
Right.
Lightly kissed.
Your girlfriend's listening to this.
Okay.
It's hard to just choose 3 characters. Like, I guess, I don't know.
All right. Well, let's start with the easy ones first.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
a character
Who you
that
got?
you would just straight up kill, decimate, remove, destroy,
Oh, okay.
Oh, easy.
be gone.
Spyro. that's way too easy.
Okay, so you'd get rid of Spyro.
Just
Yeah.
annihilate Spyro.
Gone.
Man,
Melt him into
that's a good one.
goop.
Any character doesn't matter what it is, where it's from.
I'm trying to think of like something really annoying.
Sinistar.
Oh man, Sinistar is bad.
So let me tell you what. If I had to zero in on a single character to get rid of, it would be Fi
Who? Oh, the sword?
from Skyward Sword.
Aw.
The worst.
The handler.
The handler. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be second up on the kill list.
Pig disgusting.
That's a hard one. I don't know. That's tough. I kind of want to say 343 Guilty Spark. He's a little asshole. Fuck that guy.
he's a
No,
dick.
fuck that guy.
343 Guilty Spark is a fucking hero.
Nah,
Okay.
whatever.
Revisionist history bullshit.
Hey. If y'all wouldn't have never just released the flood in the first place,
Oh,
we
I'm
wouldn't
sorry.
have had to set it off. He's just trying to do his job. Like,
Johnson, though.
what you're doing is
My boy.
endangering the entire universe. And 343 is trying to correct it. And
He knows what the
entire
ladies
arc
like.
of Halo is this crazy, tragic story about a robot just trying to do its job.
Uh-huh.
And these other like fleshy biological things just keep coming in and screwing everything up, and now we need to exterminate the universe. And you know what? This wouldn't have happened if you would have just left the flood alone. It didn't have to be like this.
The flood would have gotten out. No
No,
matter
they,
what.
they were in a box. They were in a very nice box. And then
Ooh.
Oh. I think you
Okay.
hit my knee there with
Let's hear it,
I
DK.
have mine. I have mine.
what?
Baby Mario from Yoshi's Island.
Kill baby
I
Mario.
fucking annihilate Baby Mario. It's the worst sound ever.
okay, so hold on.
because I'm bad,
Now-
I have to hear Baby Mario cry.
we have to examine the consequences of this choice.
No, it's not worth it.
time paradox.
Listen. Just because I kill Baby Mario doesn't mean there's no more Mario. Because Mario Kart shows you can have two characters on the track at the same time.
Well,
Time paradox.
if you kill Baby Mario, then Baby Luigi succeeds his brother as the primary character.
In some other timeline I don't care about.
That's fine.
That's whatever.
And that timeline leads to Luigi's Mansion. So what do you want to do about it?
It can't lead to Luigi's Mansion because Mario's already dead.
Well, exactly. He's a ghost.
It's saying,
Mario becomes the final boss of Luigi's Mansion.
I guess. No,
I'm fine.
No,
That's cool. I'm down.
I created the universe where you get Mario is missing, that shitty PC game that nobody played. That's the Luigi you get.
Mario. All right, so we did kill.
Well, no, because I found Baby Mario after I looked up worst video game characters. I'm just trying to think of. I mean, I guess Raiden I'd kill too.
What?
He's a little bitch.
Wait.
I'd kill.
Raiden?
Yeah, you're Raiden.
Why don't we just remove all of the Fire Emblem because they're one character?
No, let's not do that either. There's plenty
The
of.
Fire Emblem's a shield. Actually, I'll have you know. It's an item in
not
the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a dragon's thing.
Navi's pretty annoying. I'm just looking up. I wouldn't kill Tingle. Tingle's pretty good.
What? Don't even bring that possibility up. Tingle is a beast. He's character 69. It's coming.
What about Mr. Rossetti?
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's his
It's a
trophy.
Level hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think mine's got to be Baby Mario.
Mr. Resetti doesn't have the right attitude to brawl.
Or
All
Slippy. Fuck Slippy.
No thanks.
Uncle Slippy.
Uncle
No, that's
Grippy.
Uncle Grippy.
Uncle Grippy, no!
All right, so that was kill.
Yeah.
What about a gentle kiss?
Gentle
then,
kiss.
Then we have like Kiss and Marry
Yeah.
as our other two options.
Yeah.
So I guess then we separate these into categories based on do you want to touch it once or do you want to continue touching it? Is that the difference here?
Oh! Sorry. I just keep thinking of more things to kill. Just like any toad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
Any
fine.
toad?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep them coming.
No, Toad's the worst. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Go on with what
Okay.
you're saying.
So
The touch once or touch always.
yeah, so I guess
Touch nothing but the lamp.
this means
Dip
that
rap.
we have a unique opportunity to just like choose a one-time thing with something that would be incredibly dangerous versus
Uh-huh.
so what are some hazard characters that have some kiss appeal?
Kiss appeal.
That angry son from Mario World.
Big mwah.
No.
Do you remember that boss from Chrono Cross that did that shit?
Angry son or try to kiss you?
Both.
Oh no.
The boss name was Son of a Gun.
What?
It
I don't
would
remember
like
that.
try to kiss you. It was the elevator boss. You know.
Oh.
Okay, we'll have to go back and play Chrono Cross again.
I didn't play Chrono Cross. My bad. I started
Oh.
it and I named my character Garfield or no something.
You couldn't have. You don't have enough letters for Garfield.
Not Garfield. What was his name? What's
Neo.
it? Hang on.
Neo.
No. Hang on.
Garland.
I remember you posting a screenshot of that though, and I was like, ugh.
It wasn't Garfield. It's what's his first name? Not what the fuck?
Garrus.
Hang on.
Haggis.
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 So I guess while he's
Yeah.
looking at that up, so who'd you? Okay, who'd you gently kiss?
Okay, so
Once
it's
dangerously.
Just once,
Once
dangerously.
dangerously.
I gotta think about it.
So
many options.
maybe like a necromorph.
What?
Very slowly, just. It's a scary.
So
thing.
when you say
Necromorph?
when you say necromorph, that's like those are a prefix and a suffix that are so generic and overused. That I don't even know what you're talking about
Dead
anymore.
Space.
Okay, so I never really got into Dead Space. That's
They're
probably
scary.
why. But it's just like
Help me
Those
find
are
this.
some words.
What's the main character's like default name? In
Surge.
Chrono- Surge.
Oh.
How you spell that?
SERGE.
Okay.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, I called him Grover.
That was it.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Because there was this Game Informer article like a year ago where they linked up all the characters in Chrono Cross to all the U.S. presidents,
Oh, good.
and
What?
his is his was Grover Cleveland. So I called him Grover because I couldn't think of a real like fake name
Thank
to give him.
goodness. Yeah, this
So,
why
Grover.
not?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm
Yeah.
still thinking.
All right.
Just give me some time.
Oh, we're thinking of things to kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Things that. Yeah.
but I think the mechanic we've added to it is that you only get to kiss it once.
Just
Right.
So
Hmm.
do you survive? Do we survive the kiss?
As far as I know,
Does it? Because if it's still dangerous, then it kind of
There's a
limits our
possibility of it,
options.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So I was just maybe I'm boring. I'm just gonna go for Bayonetta. It could end terribly for me.
That's
but,
a nice, safe place to be. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, just, like moi, and then I can walk away.
I kiss one of those masks in Mario 2 where you take the key and they chase you throughout the whole level and they're
Christ.
haunted.
You're like, mwah, and then you have the key and you're
I'm
like,
like,
Are there any characters that like turn into anything interesting when you kiss them? Like for better or worse, is there just like something that we could set off with that? Because that might be worth it in and of itself.
I mean,
what?
I feel like sometimes you kiss Peach and like she turns into like Toads or something.
She bursts into toads.
Or I don't know, something like that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, what if you kiss Birdo and you got a whole egg in your mouth?
How do you kiss Birdo? You can stick your head in there,
Just fucking, just connecting
lick
tubes.
the rim. How do you do that?
I wish I could call this episode "Lick the Rim."
I mean, you can say licking the Birdo.
We can name it "How Do You Kiss Birdo?"
No. Oh my god.
I'm assuming there's a lot of tongue involved with that.
It's
I mean,
on your part, maybe.
But I don't.
We can get like really close and you just
Egg?
feel like all that hot breath.
It'd be like kissing.
like a blow dryer.
It'd be like kissing one of those fucking tubes in the pool with that shoots the jet out.
Oh no!
Except big,
Except for fleshy and big,
fleshy.
And staring at
What
you
does
the whole
Birdo
time.
feel like? Do you guys know how Birdo feels?
like a dolphin,
Oh,
like a smooth basketball.
Oh no! Stop it! Stop it!
you know what?
Oh, God.
I felt that before, and it just like sends a tingle
like
up
a
my
smooth,
arm.
wet basketball. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yikes!
That's breathing on you.
Ugh.
You have to put your tongue in it.
Ugh. And eggs come out.
egg.
You have to use it like two hands. Like, how do you? Fucking... Well, so not Birdo.
Yeah, no, probably not. Well, I'm gonna double dip. We're gonna put Midna in both slots.
No.
How's that sound?
You
I don't know if you can. I mean, what you get one form or the other.
That's fine.
Okay, which one are you gonna kiss?
We'll kiss the tall one once.
Okay.
It's like a reverse Princess and the Frog thing. Kiss her once and make her Midna again.
Imp Midna's already a beautiful princess, according to.
Apparently.
So what about you? Who you're gonna do that scary mask?
I guess. What was that called? I can't remember. I'll look it up.
I
Okay.
got Bayonetta's. All right. So what? So you chose Imp Midna Mary.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a
Who wouldn't?
Huh?
Let me
Other
tell
than
you.
Eric, I guess.
who would you marry, friend?
I don't know. Peach, I guess.
Peach.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's
The peach.
A cult classic.
The peach from Mario Odyssey. After you save her and she wants to go traveling and shit instead of being in a dumb castle all day.
You wouldn't go for what's her name? The
mayor?
Yeah, the mayor.
She's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pauline.
Yeah, there we go.
I like her. She looks better. But
Oh yeah.
she wears a red suit and has brown hair. This is my fucking thing.
That's your shit.
But
Red suit kind of sells it.
yeah, it's pretty good. And that hat. She's like Carmen Sandiego, but not a
But
thought.
on your team, yeah. Like Carmen Sandiego, except doesn't have buildings in a briefcase.
Does it still JPEGs?
Yeah, it doesn't skill roll up JPEGs with her crew.
Hate it when that happens.
Oh man, it's the worst.
I'm gonna pick the female avatar Robin
Ugh,
from Fire Emblem
great.
as a married.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Marth?
She's attacked. No. She's attacked. I guess I could pick Lucy.
Don't you mean
Lucina.
Ike or Roy or any of the same character? Because they're all the same.
No,
fucking
they're not.
Character.
I don't want to try to force that meme too hard. It's just I've never.
What about Duck Hunt Dog?
What about Duck
I'd kill that fucker.
You're not gonna kiss him.
Why would you do
He's
that?
an asshole. Have you seen him? Look at him. He's trying to play with that duck. I know it's his. I know his game. I know his
Trying to
lies.
eat that duck.
Rosalina's pretty good too. I'm just looking at characters back here now.
We're on the
Zero-
kill list, and you're just like, yeah, Rosalina's pretty good too. This is what is it?
Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit Trainer's a good one.
That's a kiss once.
I don't like
That's
the
a
way you
kiss
say
once.
that. Ooh.
Anyway,
Next
Fit
question.
and leave and ready to kill.
are you sure that's Corin right there? That's basically a girl. Yeah,
There's a girl version of it.
that is the girl version.
No, that's not the girl version. That's the man's.
It looks the same.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway,
I mean, when
Other
you have a
questions?
character design that's androgynous like that in the first place, does it?
Yeah, have you seen
matter?
Cloud?
Yes, Cloud's very.
Have you seen that Bayonetta?
Yeah. My
Look.
favorite Bayonetta.
Grab that Bayonetta and grab the Corin.
Oh, Palatina's back here.
Which one's the boy and which one's the girl? They're both girls. The
I
end.
mean, these are characters where you can just like take the slider,
Yeah.
and just kind of pull it back and forth. And
hold on, wait.
It's the same. It's the
One's
same.
a dragon, though.
It's they're both dragons. They have one has dragon hair.
Jesus Christ. They're both dragon. That's- Can we not?
I don't think so.
Does the main character have to be a dragon?
Yes.
Specifically this
Have you
one?
seen that Nintendo's new Mobage? Everything's dragons.
No.
Sorry, Dragalia lost, bro.
Bro.
Aw.
I'm just going to turn it this way.
Anyway,
Yeah.
everyone's scared of witches and traps. Anyway,
Nothing to fear in either category.
that's true. Both are mostly fuckable.
I don't know where... I'm going to fuck up the order.
Anyway, bonus round. She says no lassies, so now you have to do it with male characters.
Okay, so
Why does he say I'm already to answer?
Oh,
so we're only allowed to kill the male character this
so
time.
I already did. I already
Okay.
did Baby Mario.
Sophie isn't a male. We're good on there. All right.
So who you gonna kill as a male?
Wait, no, I just said that.
Who?
Oh wait,
They have to be male.
They
That's
have
not-
to be
Mans.
male.
Yes.
Okay,
It's bonus round.
give me 30 seconds. I'll come back to this.
Okay. I already got Baby Mario. Killed the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Well, I'm going
I can think of another one.
to... Go ahead.
I mean, I just did Dunk on Dogs. Probably a male
What, you're going to
or
kill him?
female. I don't care. Yeah, I'll fucking kill the fuck out of Dunk on Dog.
Okay, I
Serve
think-
him for food.
I'm gonna take a utilitarian approach here. We're just gonna go ahead and kill Ganondorf and kill Ganon early, get it out of the way, save ourselves a lot of temples.
That happened before, and then Wind Waker happened, or something. I can't remember. I can't remember how the timeline works.
The hero is victorious.
Well, there's like the child timeline where they like arrest him or whatever before. Like when you go back in time. I'm not gonna get into this right now. It's fucking so dumb.
I want to kill Pika Dad.
No, Pick it Dad.
Yeah, he's dead.
Sorry. Oops.
Maximum volume.
Yeah.
Control yourself.
Okay, kiss once, male character. When you kiss Spyro, they get super flame.
He's dead. I killed him.
Oh,
Oh, is that how this works? In
I
this
don't know.
shared
I don't know.
universe where you
You-
killed him?
is that how this works? That changes things.
Dun dun. No, yeah, but you could, if by all means, touch your lips against his filthy teeth.
His dead body.
That's how that works.
You can bring him back
get
to life
super
with
flame.
True Love's Kiss.
There you go.
God. He's gonna come back for revenge.
I hate Spyro so much.
Yeah, it's not great.
Why is the main character gotta be a dragon?
There you go, full circle, idiot. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was loud.
So who's your Mary?
Who's my Mary?
I didn't
Yeah.
have a kiss. What the fuck?
Yeah, go. Who you gonna kiss then? You nasty man.
Mega Man.
Is it gonna say Birdo again? Is that a man?
Technically,
Mega Man's a robot.
it's a robot boy.
That doesn't count.
damn it.
Fine. What am I kissing? What the fuck?
You can kiss Mega Man. That's fine. Don't listen to. He's
I
kissing dragons.
kissed a mask before for my other one. It's a ghost though.
Whatever, man.
It's a ghost. It's
I kiss a boo right on the face. It'll be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
It'd be like
It would be.
Yeah.
it wouldn't even know what happened.
It would
be like,
it would,
yeah.
it would invert itself. It'd just be a floating butthole at the end.
Are you
It'd
gonna
try to
kiss that
dig
too?
so deep into itself.
You gonna kiss that too?
Kiss
Here
the
we are
butthole.
going back to the rim again.
Yep, the rim.
The rim.
Anyway, marrying time.
No, who am I gonna kiss?
I don't know.
Sam Gideon.
Nobody knows who that is.
You do, and that's all that matters.
Fine.
I don't.
It's the Vanquish guy.
I still don't.
It's fine.
There's a
Good.
man whose legs don't work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Back
Alright.
to the disabled options. Anyway, wait, we didn't talk about that on here.
So-
who you gonna marry?
which royalty? Which royal family are you going to marry? into?
None.
What?
Yeah, I already chose who I'm gonna marry. Obviously, the
Who?
best option, Solid Snake, best dad ever. Also, he's gonna die in like a year. It's perfect. I'll get all his money or whatever.
Damn it. Fox die.
'Cause I'm not gonna marry Otacon. I'm not a fool.
Otacon.
Otacon, however you say.
You
his
get if you
fucking
marry
name.
Otacon, you get to hang out with Sunny though.
Yeah, or I could just I could marry Snake and have the same thing and be Otacon.
Oh no. I don't think anyone wants to be Otacon.
It's better than being Huey,
Going all the way in.
who's the same thing as Otacon but worse because he's in a wheelchair, like an idiot.
He has those things. Oh, you're not there yet. Never mind.
Peace Walker gets thrown downstairs like a bitch. Anyway, sorry. Being in a wheelchair is bad. Don't do it.
Who are we going to marry
Yeah,
as a male character?
a wheelchair.
The most heroic male character that has ever existed, Rayman.
He doesn't have any limbs.
No regrets.
Give you from one of those like fly jobs.
Fucking
What?
You know, he's across the room. He's like, here, let me help
If you marry,
We're gonna need a wiki for all these fucking ridiculous.
listen, if you marry Rayman, you have to hang out with Glowbox all day, and that guy's an asshole. That fucking little troll, goober man.
That's a good point.
You gotta see all those little cute pixie witches though, or whatever the fuck they're called in the new games.
Sick.
They're all thoughts. Anyway, questions.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Who asked that? Oh, sorry. Radium. Anyway, Niall's question. He says, yo. He says, what is your ultimate vacation if money is no object? Where would you want to go for vacation?
Ooh, I can pick anywhere.
Money's
So-
no object.
I would like to go on one of those cruise liners where you get to go swim with manta rays.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I want to swim with manta rays while they're still here to swim with.
Are they dying?
Yeah, they're being super harvested for some nonsense reasons.
Soup?
Food.
Just trying to think
medicine
of more
that
nonsense.
doesn't work.
Oh, that sucks.
Aphrodisiac.
There's magical, like, hey, you know, if you cook 10,000-year-old gill of manta ray and add it to, you know, water taken from stream on top of mountain, it creates elixir. You know, it's just stupid shit like that.
So weird how your English broke up when you were saying that.
Yeah, well, that's how that works.
Oh, I'll go to a mountain.
No, that's not what that's no.
Water dragon.
There it is.
Yeah.
But no, there's definitely a huge
secret.
problem with them right now.
That sucks.
And
That'd be fun.
I would like to experience that while they're still here.
Yeah.
Manta Ray's pretty cool unit.
I'm going to be really boring, actually, kind of. And I want to go, like, they do, like, those in Scotland. They do, like, all those castle tours. And I'd love to go see, like, those old castles. And they even, like, do the thing where they do the Game of Thrones, like, set walkthroughs, too. And they're going to keep those up for,
Wait,
like,
where are you
tourist
talking
stuff.
about?
Like, Scotland.
Oh, isn't that Ireland?
Well,
Game of Thrones castles are in like Northern Ireland.
either or. Whatever. Both. Don't say that.
Is it Northern Ireland or regular Ireland?
Well, I would do those tours, but I would also want to do
Regular Ireland.
Gonna have our Irish and our Scottish listeners just chomping.
We
on
have
the bit.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
they're gonna correct you.
it's the guy that asked this question. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I'm saying I would do those tours as well as like castle tours because I like that old
You
like,
want to go to New Zealand, see Hobbit holes or whatever?
Hobbit holes.
Those little domes.
You know, my buddy Matt's always been trying to convince me to like make a Hobbit hole and live with him, and
Dude,
I'm
it'd
like,
be
how
so
would that
big.
work? Yeah, I'm like not gonna fit.
You'd just be like in a well.
Yeah.
You'd be like a cave troll.
I always tell him, well, you'd fit. You'd be
Yeah.
fine.
You'd be living under the bridge next to him. A little troll trying to eat goats.
Banging on his order. Let me in.
I'm mixing up all the fairy tales. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. But yeah, no, I'd love to see like all those like old castles and walk around and like
Pretty
just
cool.
see that shit. Just because I want to LARP in them. Yeah. So very much that.
Cool.
How about
Destroy the ring, the Birdo ring.
you? That would be a blower O-ring. What is your destination?
I go to
bud?
the moon.
The moon.
Yeah.
The moon?
I want to go there before there's like a subway on it or something. Fucking before there's like
Take one of
McDonald's
those,
on
like,
it or whatever.
Take a vacation on the moon. You could like bring grilled cheese with you and cook it using solar rays.
Because my thing is like, I feel like most vacations I can think of, I could also just like save up and go do eventually. I want to have that in my head, even if it's like unrealistic. I can be like, I can do that eventually. I mean, I guess the manta ray thing is like it's a limited time thing because they're not going to be there anymore or whatever. But like seeing the Earth whole from like not being on it
Round.
would be dope. Yeah, round Earth.
You're gonna.
You know, you might be able to actually catch a view of that turtle underneath it,
Exactly. Yeah.
stacked on top of
That
another
or
turtle.
I mean, Mars would be cool too. I guess.
Mars would be cool.
They do that. Those Virgin flyer things.
Yeah,
that
I
they
feel
wanna
like you'd
do
be
for
stuck on
space.
Mars though. I don't want to be stuck. If it's vacation, I want to come
Nah,
home.
you're not coming back if you go to Mars.
Yeah, if I'm stuck on Mars, I'm just gonna open my helmet as soon as I land. And be like, goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Idiot.
First death on Mars.
Fuck yeah.
Got him.
Got him.
Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
Plant him. Then he's gonna be the first tree on Mars.
Man, that'd be
Oh
the
wait, no,
best.
stop. You wouldn't go into the Guinness Book of World Records
Why?
because the scope of the world is Earth.
It's a different world now.
I'd start a new Guinness World Records. It's a new world.
Guinness Book of Universe Records.
Yeah.
Entry 1.
There
First
you go.
death
I was
on
gonna say the
Mars.
Ryan Hess book of.
I'd be in twice though, because it'd be first death and quickest death. It'd be like goodbye. How you gotta beat the 5 seconds or whatever it is before you run out of air, or however, or you
Well, no,
freeze to death.
As soon as you
first.
pop that top, you'd like be like sucked out. Like,
I know, it'd be great.
Your eyes would just be.
Yeah.
As far
That
as I know.
sounds awful.
Yeah.
It does sound awful.
Yeah,
I'm just
it
going to the moon instead.
Keep the helmet on, buddy.
yeah. Yeah.
Good teamwork.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Space sounds cool. It'd be fucking scary as shit, though. I don't know.
So we got space, water, and Scotland. Cool.
Dope. Castles and manta rays and moon. Oh my.
All at once.
Our powers
Whoa.
combined.
Whoa.
Make a
We
good
make-
fan fiction.
Whoa.
What,
That's cool.
bro?
It's like the beginning of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, man. Except for manta rays instead of dolphins.
I should watch that.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
It's pretty good.
It's on Netflix right
It's
now.
got a sad robot in it. Why would you make a sad
It's
robot?
Marvin.
I know. Anyway, let's see. I'm trying to like keep notes as we do this.
Oh, you're good.
Kind of back to do all this.
Gucci Brucci.
Oh, he also says yo 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 yo. He says Spookmaster Nile in the cemetery. He says you die. Who do you haunt and why?
Oh.
It's a good question.
Oh, boy.
Spooky
Oh
spooky
my
season.
goodness. I can haunt anyone I want.
Yeah.
Do they have to be real?
What? What do you mean? Yes, they have to be real and alive.
Can't haunt another ghost, Kane. They already know.
I need time.
Do you have
What?
who'd you haunt?
It's a hard one. So I just took off the mask in Mars.
Yeah.
So am I stuck on Mars haunting people, or do I go back to Earth? Can I float between worlds?
I think your soul is bound to Earth.
That sucks. I died on Mars though.
Yes, so.
Okay. Anyway,
You don't have any memories on Mars other than you're dying. I'd probably hunt Eric.
fine. Eric?
Yeah.
Why would you hunt
Like
Eric?
he'd walk past a mirror and I'd be like, "Sup, dude?" And he'd be like, "Oh," because he's got that cursed thing, that cursed
That'd be
portrait,
interesting.
and I could be like, "It me," and then we have a bunch
Could
of
you
shenanigans.
be like his like pharaoh and like take over and like tell him how to play games better?
Yeah, he'd get taller.
He'd get taller and
Yeah.
have more chains or something, and he'd know how to flip burgers
Yeah,
or something.
I think he plays games better than me, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's the thing is like if you're haunted, can you possess people?
Maybe.
That changes the game.
Yeah,
I'd
it
possess,
does.
Yeah.
I'd possess his girlfriend and be like, "Yo, dude, it me."
He possesses a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You want to play a real video game?
Hey, bud, Eric, it's me.
Not Nebula.
Let's down here.
Oh God.
I would do that too.
That is so rough.
Is it?
I don't know who'd want to haunt.
Who would you haunt?
'Cause it's like it's different if I'm haunting a person versus like a place.
Yeah, I guess so.
'Cause,
What place would you haunt? Would
Like the White House probably.
Yeah.
Just fuck things up.
Not Disneyland.
Or like Capitol this building. The Capitol building. Just be like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, that little wispy tail.
Yeah. I'd give people a reason to believe in God. Haunt them. I don't know.
I'm
No.
still deciding who I'd want to haunt.
Yeah, if it's like one person though, that's a tough one.
So, I don't feel significantly wronged by anyone.
No. Yeah, that's the thing.
I
It's-
don't feel as though any.
I'm just
part
doing
of-
it just to spite Eric. I'm like, "Hey, buddy."
I feel like I could haunt Ryan Seacrest. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I could
Is he still alive?
I could be on every show. Yeah, dude, he's
Okay.
everywhere. He's crazy. He's trying to take over the world.
Oh my god. Okay, so who's someone that gets a lot of television airtime? That would be a hilarious haunt.
That's what I'm saying. That's Ryan Seacrest, I think. He's
But,
like he like hosts all these different shows.
Joe
all over the
Rogan.
wor- Joe Rogan's always in the same chair though. I don't know.
What about someone like Drake?
That'd be
Just haunt
interesting.
Drake and like be in the music video, and they'd be like, "Oh wow, that post production team's really good," and post production team be like, "What?"
What? Who's this boy?
That's the thing. You wouldn't want to hunt like Kanye West though, because it'd just be like, oh, he's just doing another weird thing. Great,
That would be perfect.
Kanye West.
Could you imagine what I could get away with haunting Kanye West?
And
You
only
can get away
he,
with anything. You're a ghost.
and only he sees
You
you.
could hunt a regular person and make them jump in front of a train. It doesn't matter.
Just
Just get another body after that.
No, just to find someone like Kanye West or like Drake or like who's another
I guess Kanye West you can
music
keep-
star
Who?
that's in the limelight right now, like maybe Eminem.
I guess.
Could you imagine haunting
Less so.
Eminem and then just they wake up every morning and they look in the mirror and they're obligated to look at whatever you want to show them in the haunting?
You better just-
I'd like to hunt Eminem just to give him new content to rap about instead of bitching about his own shit.
I was like, just
No.
haunt a K-pop group.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
hey, how? Oof. Okay, yep, like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Just gonna-
15,
we're just
all
gonna
15 Girls' Generation girls. Or
go
whatever.
haunt Red Velvet and be happy.
There you go.
There you
Oof.
are.
Done.
Yeah.
that it? Are you haunting Girls' Generation?
just all of Korea.
We can go further. We're gonna haunt Kim Jong Un.
Is he
You
still
start the
alive?
war back up. Yes, he's still alive.
Oh, which one am I thinking of? His dad?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
Kim
whatever.
Jong-il.
Is that guy dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Be respectful.
Can I shapeshift into other ghosts?
Sure.
Can I haunt Kim Jong Un as like Castro? Just to make him be like, what the fuck? I don't know.
You have a big cigar.
Yeah. Can I just be a floating cigar?
If we're allowed to haunt people as other ghosts,
You can polymorph, yes. I'd assume.
Well,
They're
that
ghosts.
that opens up a whole lot of new opportunities.
Well, if you're gonna make
because
people see things you haunt them, whatever.
then we could haunt people like as Seinfeld.
What's the deal with living?
what's yeah? I was gonna say, what's the deal with death, bro?
Oh.
Oh.
We,
You, you son of a yo.
we could haunt Drake as slightly taller Drake.
Oh, shit. With full head of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
That's-
answer,
that's
my
a-
answer stands.
Your answer stands.
Yeah, Eric.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it either has to be somebody I know, but like I don't know. That's the thing is like if I could be like their fucking Pharaoh Yu-Gi-Oh ghost and like help them with things, that'd be different. But like I don't want to just
What would your Millennium item be?
like a Rubik's cube or
It'd be
something.
an amiibo.
No, I'd have. It would be a Rubik's cube. You can only summon me if you solve it, and then I just never see them again. Because I never taught anybody how to do that while I was alive, for some reason. Nobody ever had the patience for it. Yeah, I don't know. They just have like a fucking keychain, Rubik's cube. And they're just like, "This is my ghost."
We could haunt Hideo Kojima and figure out what's going on inside that guy's head.
We'd be like we'd be counter haunted.
I was gonna say there'd just be more ghosts there already. You'd be like, "Fuck, this guy's crowded."
Yeah. It has like runes up, so we're trapped in there. We're like, "Fuck, we can't get out."
Yeah, if there's one dude on the planet that has a way to trap ghosts, it's probably him. He has like the old school like Master Roshi ceiling tube or like the jar thing. He's just like, goodbye.
Shout outs to Hideo Kojima for being the only person on the planet qualified to like anti-haunt.
For sure, dude.
Yeah,
God.
he definitely have ways to stop us,
Yeah.
trap us there.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Now tell me your tales."
Yeah.
I'm glad that we can all agree that they're a formidable ghost opponent.
For sure. I just haunt Miyamoto and just like watch and just be like, I want to see how this creative process goes for like the last 10 years he has or whatever.
It's just going to be him like putting on the hat, staring into the void, and
Haunt
coming up with
Reggie.
great ideas.
I don't know. Yeah, if I can go
Why
inside
would you
his
haunt
mind.
You leave Reggie alone. He's precious.
Haunt him as like a smaller Reggie, though.
What?
Like this is what you could be,
A smaller Reggie in
Yeah.
a red suit.
because he's very big.
Haunt him as fucking Super Crown Reggie.
Oh god,
Oh no.
it's a really big head.
I don't know what it would be. Anyway, great. I think we answered that.
Really big head. So character 69, Uncle Andros.
Oh no, Uncle Andros. Big kissed Uncle Andros.
No, kiss the brain in
In
64. That's the worst.
mother brain.
No. All right.
We could probably get away with kissing Mother Brain.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bad time.
It probably would be.
What about kissing a Metroid?
That's
They do it
the
anyway.
Same thing.
But it's smaller.
They
Okay.
kiss your whole head.
Okay.
You know, now that you put it that way.
Raphael says there's rumors of a GameCube Mini that have appeared recently. Do you like the idea of that, or would you rather just have Virtual Console GameCube games on the Switch?
I'm fine with any excuse to play Pikmin again.
Yeah.
That's if they put it on.
I don't know. I think I'd prefer it on the Switch just because like I have two of the mini things and I don't really use them. Like I use them when I got them, but now it's just like,
They're just there.
well, because now they have the Nintendo Online thing and
Yeah.
they have NES games on that, and it's like if I want to right now play Super Mario Bros. 3 or whatever, like the Nintendo Classic is in the NES Classic is in the box and my
Yeah.
Switch is docked. Like I know what I'm gonna play. So, but I mean, I definitely would display. Put a GameCube Mini on display. I think that would be neat, but that's not the way I want to play those games. I don't think. If I have the choice between the two, like, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would want to.
Yeah, I've never really been terribly sold on the mini thing. It's a cool idea, but
Yeah.
I've never gone out and
Well, because
purchased one.
your
'cause-
thing when we talked about it before is like they can't play the games. Like
right?
they
If
only
you
have
the original cartridge, like
right. Yeah, especially because like a GameCube Mini could probably still work the discs.
Yeah, it could probably still do it.
Yeah, because those discs are
Full-size
itty bitty.
disc.
Yeah, it'd just be a full size disc now. But
So that might be a deciding factor.
yeah, I mean, if that'd be a whole different thing though. But did you see they're doing that with PlayStation? There's a PlayStation Mini.
They want to bring back the old PlayStation. I remember reading something about that.
But no, it's like the NES one though, where it's just like it doesn't have a disc tray and it only has like the 20 preloaded games on it.
I mean, are they? What are they putting on it?
Well, they only have 5 announced so far, and they're not great. Let me see.
Doesn't it like not come with like a power cable?
This is what happens when you jump into the red.
Oh yeah,
ocean.
so it's $100 and it doesn't come with a power cable. I think is like the starting badness.
Yeah, it's bad.
You know.
And then okay,
We're
So-
gonna make it through this. So what are
they
our
only-
announced games?
They only have 3 of them on this. Oh no, okay, this has 4 or this has 5. So,
Can I take a guess first?
sure.
Okay, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater,
Nope.
Parappa,
Nope.
Hasbro Frogger,
Nope.
Mortal Kombat.
Nope.
Yep.
What else was on the PlayStation? Spyro. Like,
Well, there's the Eiffel 65 song. Run through those.
oh, that's okay. So, Tekken 3.
Yep.
Metal Gear Solid.
Nope.
Resident Evil.
Nope.
Gran Turismo.
Nope.
Omega Boost. Bloody Roar. X Files. Come on, you're killing me, dude.
You got 1 or 2? No, 1.
That's the order that they come in.
I know. I had it played in my head as it went through. Yeah. So it's like and it's weird because they've only announced 5 games for this thing and it has 20, and they're like, here's the because they have the NES Classic. And it's like here's the games that represent this thing, and it has Mario Bros. And Mario 3 and Zelda 1
Right.
and all Mega Man 2 is on there, and then she's like, here's the PlayStation Mini, and it has Tekken 3, which is fine, and it's Final Fantasy 7 and Jumping Flash and Ridge Racer Type 4
Where's Einhander?
and Wild Arms.
What's that?
And that's all they have so far. And it's like
no Tomba,
no Tomba,
no Einhander,
no Symphony of the Night,
No medieval.
no fucking Metal Gear Solid.
no,
I mean,
no
so far,
Cool Borders.
so far, but it's like if they have Symphony of the Night, if they have Metal Gear Solid, like why wouldn't those be in the first 5 that are for everything? Like why would you not announce this thing and be like, here's the 5 like standouts we have?
No
Like,
Parasite Eve.
No Alundra.
no fucking Cypher Filter or whatever that
Cypher Filton?
Siphon Filton or whatever the fucking Milton Bradley. I don't know.
Ouija board.
Ugh.
Yeah, none of that.
Yeah, no. And it has the shitty older controller too with the no joysticks.
That's fine. I never use the joysticks.
You would if you fucking played Metal Gear Solid. Whatever.
But don't worry, it's not going to be on there.
No. Neither will a power cord. Enjoy spending $100 and not being able to fucking use it.
Oh my god.
But at least it's smaller. PlayStation 1 is ugly.
Yeah, it is.
Ugh.
I'm trying to remember what else I had on the PlayStation. I mean, Chrono Cross I spent a lot of time on, but it's not realistic to expect that they're ever going to bring that back.
Legend of Dragoon.
Legend of Dragoon, same story.
Yeah.
It was a good game. They're
No.
never going to bring it back.
Yeah.
Knowing Sony, they're just going to be like, oh, you're derp to derp. Put Final Fantasy 7 on there. Put Final Fantasy 8 and 9 on there.
9.
Monkey.
I've heard bad things about 8 and 9.
8 was fine. 9 was whatever.
8 was like you get to the part where you can play the card game and the game ends.
That sounds bad. Do you see they're doing a Kingdom Hearts where it's like all 9 games at once?
What?
Yeah.
All right.
There's like some new $30 thing that's coming out like right before it's this month I think actually, and it's 9 games in one.
Huh.
And it's like all of them, and then like a feature length movie about the phone game or something. So it's all canon too. Some fucking dumb.
Oh, great.
Oh boy. Anyway, I don't know how we got here. PlayStation Mini. Oh, at GameCube. Oh yeah, he has a second part to his question too. This is for Eric though, but I'll just tell you what happened anyway. He says, "What would Eric do if there's no Virtual Console and the GameCube Mini doesn't have Paper Mario?"
He'd melt.
He'd fucking throw. He'd get like 40 of them and throw them through windows. He'd be like, "What the fuck?" He'd be mad.
I think he'd just bust out the regular GameCube and just go play Paper Mario on that.
Not, 'cause if it worked that easy, he'd just do that already. He always he has like blue balls for this game. He wants to play it again. in the current day, but he doesn't want to play an old thing, even though he'd buy the new old thing.
Well, then we can patiently wait for another one because they'll get to it when they get to it, and it'll be good.
No, but they've made like 3 Paper Marios after this, and they've all been bad
That's fine.
or worse.
That's fine.
Yeah, I like Super Paper Mario, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. GameCube Mini appeals to me more than an N64 Mini, though, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
God, there's like 5 N64 games, and they've all been done better.
I don't know. My N64 experience is not stuff that would have ended up on the N64 Mini. Like, I had a whole lot of time clocked on Diddy Kong Racing, which, why would they put that on there when they could put Mario Kart on there?
Right. And they're probably not going to put Banjo-Kazooie on there at all.
Banjo on
They're
there.
not going to put Conker's Bad Fur Day on there.
Nope.
That's for sure.
They're not going to put...
It's a hidden gem.
I don't know. I think it's realistic to expect that Banjo-Kazooie would end up on there. Banjo-Kazooie was good.
Yeah, it was good.
It's Rare, though, or it's Microsoft now.
I'm not sure how that works.
I don't know.
Like, does Nintendo still own sales on Banjo-Kazooie?
I don't think so.
I don't...
You can buy it on Microsoft Store now still.
Huh. Yeah,
on Xbox.
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know how that works.
I'm not a doctor. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean...
Now we're in N64 territory. I'm sorry.
GoldenEye? GoldenEye was iconic.
It's bad, though.
It was okay for its time.
Don't you want to play fucking Castlevania 64?
No.
No. Don't you want to play
Absolutely
Quest
not.
64?
Yeah.
No.
It was a good
Only
game.
you. You're the only one.
I'm
More for
okay
you.
with being the only one. It had a significant impact.
I don't want that. I don't want
was a
those.
good game.
I don't want those controllers to come back.
No.
I thought they were good.
They're.
No.
I don't even think they'd fit in my
An
hand
old
anymore.
Mario Party. Original Mario Kart. Not original.
Mario Party like 2 probably. They do. I don't know. Anyway,
Ocarina of Time,
that's fine.
Majora's Mask, important games.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Glover.
And Gex.
Yikes. I don't know. If we have the PlayStation Mini, we might get Oddworld.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see. I
That's a big might. They got a whole bunch of other stupid games to choose from.
Yeah, they do.
Which one will give me Jet Set Radio Future Mini?
Dreamcast.
I bet they'll do a fucking Ace Combat. Wasn't that a PlayStation game? Or was
Ace
that
Combat's
PlayStation?
really fun.
Was that PS2?
I don't know. If they want to harvest a bunch of money for free, they need to make the Sega Genesis Mini and just put Sonic on it.
Which one gives me Harvest Moon?
They've tried that already.
Yeah, they
Oh.
put Sonic on Steam and it worked.
Was the GameCube version of Harvest Moon, was that A Wonderful Life, or is that something else?
Wow, I can't remember.
Can we get that one?
Probably.
That'd be nice. I like Harvest Moon.
Anyway, let's move on.
Harvest Moon was good.
Yeah.
Bomberman
Yeah.
64 was good. It had a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
GameCube Mini.
Okay. Good cube.
Let's see. Oh, Sebastian wants to know. He says, oh, geez.
That's great.
What's up, Seb?
He says, design the next gen consoles. He says, what do you want from PlayStation 5, Xbox 2X, and new Nintendo Switch XL Lite with the Funky Kong?
With the Funky Kong.
Okay.
With Funky Kong.
So
My bad.
I want the new Xbox to self-destruct when it's plugged in.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see. So instead of designing the PlayStation 5, which we know is not going to add anything of value,
It'll do more graphics harder or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll display in glorious 8192K, and it will have 33 gigabytes of RAM that you can use to play Forza, I guess. Whatever. Fuck it.
Pump it
Like-
louder.
It'll come with, Dolby Digital surround sound, and every time you turn on the console, it'll make the THX noise, which, that's the sell point, I guess.
Yeah. It'll come with Just Dance 8.
So what would you add to a PlayStation? Like hardware level, what would you add to a PlayStation to differentiate it from any of the other consoles that they've released before, which I think the last major innovation PlayStation had was what, DualShock? Like
Maybe.
Blu-ray, which
Yeah,
thank
Blu-ray.
God that was short-lived.
Yeah, Blu-ray was a thing for a bit.
They had the Kinect on the Xbox.
Oof.
The PlayStation had the webcam thing too. What was that?
PlayStation Eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that lasted a week.
Yeah. Invisimals.
fuck up.
bro.
You're in the TV or whatever, or you're in the movie.
You're in the movies.
Yeah.
God.
Didn't they have that hooked up with like the Han Solo dancing game or whatever?
That was
where it'd
Kinect.
show you.
That was a Kinect game.
Oh, was
yeah.
it Kinect?
Han Solo.
Yeah. Just Dance.
Hate it.
Star Wars.
Hate it, hate it, hate it.
I'm trying to think.
That's like one of those things where like neither the IP nor the idea could stand on their own. With that was like,
One of the biggest things I always bring up when I talk about like new consoles is just like not necessarily making two versions of it, but making one that's specifically just for like digital games, and then one that
I would.
can
Yeah,
accept-
that's the big thing I want to see in any next gen console or whatever. Is just no more fucking disc drives.
Yeah. Like there'd
Like,
be a
just
version
why?
with a disc drive, but like
yeah,
for, like for
have
the
a
most part-
separate SKU, I guess. But
Yeah.
like, it's like, what if here's this new console, but here's this one that's $100 less and it doesn't have a disc drive? That's nice. Give me that. I have good enough internet. I know what I'm living in. That's great. Thanks. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's
I
like,
want a smaller box that makes less sound because I have less thing on it or whatever. I don't know.
yeah, that's the major thing I would definitely throw out there.
Let's make a box out of fans.
Box out of fans.
No, I don't know.
Sounds like an airport.
It's hard to think of like things like I don't want to make like an Xbox Switch. I don't want to play like handheld Halo. That'd be weird. I mean, I don't think.
Chief in your hands.
I don't know. Kenny doesn't care.
I think if I was going to add anything to the next generation of consoles,
Yeah.
it seems that right now the pattern that we're going toward in just about everywhere is like trying to make things simpler for the user. I don't want that. I want more customizability and more complexity.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if we were to take something like the concept of Nintendo Labo, where you're able to design your own setup, you're able to design your own props to work with whatever game project you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to build tools like that into the next generation of consoles so that maybe the Switch came with a toolbox to set up the surround sound for your theater that you're
Right.
using at home. Or maybe if it came with a toolbox for you to set up, I don't
Would it be
even
like
know.
would it be like kind of like a thing like the accessibility of like PCs, like you can upgrade and stuff over time?
That's
like,
what I was thinking of. Like have consoles become like more modular and just be like, oh, I can upgrade like certain components of it or whatever. Like just like use consoles as like a way to like baby people into like knowing how computers work better. Like using them as like a teaching thing. Be like, oh, I bought this thing, and it's like, oh, now there's like, instead of calling it like graphics cards what they are, just be like, oh, it's like this upgrade box that I put in. Like make it real simple for people. And just be like, oh, hey, I'm slowly learning about like GPUs and power sources and stuff, and like, oh, my Halo game or whatever, Fortnite fucking runs faster than yours because of this thing that I added to my. I don't know, but I don't know how that's sustainable as a business model or whatever. But
Well, why stop there? Like, why don't we take the next generation of Nintendo Switch? We'll give it hardware upgrade modules. Cool, they can socket right in. They'll all use the same kind of socket connector,
Right.
and then let's go into Lego Technic territory and let's add wheels to it. Let's add legs to it. Let's put a crane on the back of this son of a bitch.
I guess, yeah, get everyone to buy that warranty.
Nintendo
Here's my Switch's
Switch.
spider legs. It fell. Fuck.
We'll have a
Good thing I
Switch
finished.
walking down the street with like a tennis ball launcher mounted on the top. That'd be good.
That'd be good. I'd
Yeah.
like to have my Switch to have robot legs that I could adjust the angle that I'm looking at it at when I'm playing it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Tabletop
neat.
mode or whatever. Yeah, instead of just
Falls
a
forward.
kickstand. Yeah.
but it's built-in airbags. Like immediately.
No, it'd be like
Oh
Spider-Man. The legs could just make a cage and just rolls.
my god.
That would be neat. It would also be
Advanced.
neat if our next generations of consoles had more interoperability with stuff that we already have. So if you could use your Switch to tell your drone to go grab something for you out of your room, that would be cool.
No,
if you
kinda
could-
like
If you could like open up the menu in your Xbox and be like, hey, here's an idea. I want to control my Roomba with my Xbox controller.
yeah,
That would be cool.
maybe it's as long as it's under the same Wi-Fi or whatever.
Yeah, or if you could use your PlayStation Home menu to do things like I don't know, tell your boss you're going to be late.
they've had small things like that.
They've tried to do that.
Well, like with Kinect, you could tell your Xbox to order you pizza, and like you could just have like that order that's like your standard like
pizza tracker shows up on there.
exactly. They have like built-in apps for that or whatever, and just like like I mean, if they could, that's more like a software thing or whatever. Like it's just like, oh, I connected Xbox to like Discord and I could call somebody and be like, hi, here's the thing we're doing. But like, I don't know if they could get it to like phone lines or something. That'd be interesting. Or phone lines, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
like fucking 4G Xbox and it's just like, oh, I called my work and it's like I'm gonna be late because I'm trying to do the achievements or something. I don't know.
Gonna be late because I'm attaching a Nintendo to my Xbox so I can hack your floppy drive.
Hack your floppy.
I'm going to be late because I have to change one of the legs on my Xbox so it can walk with me to work.
Hey, that
So
would
we
be
carry
cool,
you to
though.
work.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had modular hardware chips and you were able to socket in on top of it, maybe like an extra battery, and on both sides speakers, and on top like a visual sensor, and then work with a small toolkit to tell it to follow you, or maybe just follow the transponder on your phone. Whatever, like you can figure it out.
And you can make a cute little avatar for the face so it can be like happy when it sees you or like mad when you leave.
This is all like way too futuristic for me, man.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It took a turn.
I'm trying to think of like I'm thinking.
The focus here is on the developer user.
Sure. Well, I'm thinking about not so much adding legs to things or whatever. Like that's a fun thing to joke about or whatever. But like, I mean, maybe one day it could be a thing. But I'm trying to think of like in a year what they could do or whatever. I mean, I don't know, whatever.
Put speakers on it.
Sure.
Big speakers.
Well, because I'm talking about like they have like Nintendo Switch is a thing, and you take it off the dock and take it with you to go or whatever. And like I don't know if I'd want, like I said, Halo or like a portable Xbox or portable. I mean PlayStation, they did Vita or whatever, and that was a thing. But I like the idea of I have the like I'm playing Nintendo at home on my big TV, and then I go to Churro's house where he also has a dock, and I can plug in my console on his thing. It's just a simple thing that just drops in instead of being like, oh, I have to make sure I load up the HDMI cord and the fucking power cord and like all the controllers or whatever. It's like, no, the controllers are built into the thing, and I just chunk it into like having like the core piece of the system just be like a portable thing I could take and just be like, oh, I plugged in it, your like docking station at home or whatever. Like that'd be a neat thing for a console, because they had that like we used to do that for Xbox 360. We'd go to each other's houses because we all had those in like high school or whatever,
and we'd bring controllers.
Well, we'd bring controllers, but we'd also like you could detach the hard drive from the top of it, like the old school ones, and just be like, I'm gonna plug in my hard drive, and now we have my games on here instead.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So that'd be neat.
Cool.
That or just like they need to upgrade. All three of them need to upgrade like their networks and just be like, I have my games, and now my friend has my games too. Just like make that more of a fluid thing. Like I don't know.
Make the family plan subscription the regular.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. Do you remember those the cat ear headphones that have the speakers on top? What if they made a backpack like that? What if you had gear to match your Switch that hooked up to your Switch?
I think third-party stuff does that, but like if you're talking about like official stuff.
Yeah, like what if? Okay, we're just gonna throw like a really weird off-the-wall idea out here.
Okay.
Let's say you could get a hooded sweatshirt, zips up, that comes with your Nintendo Switch, and it's got a small screen right here, and whatever game you were playing last, it's got the logo plastered right there.
All right.
Because then you have a piece of merchandise that you can wear to show off whatever your favorite game is.
We're going to the weird like cyberpunk setting.
One piece of merchandise, any logo you want, hooks up to your Switch, shows off swag, runs on a AAA battery.
What if I have arm braces that I could switch my Joy-Cons onto?
Hey, that's cool. And then you can play ARMS.
Yeah. That'd be dope. That'd be good.
All right.
You all right, Turo?
Yeah, I'm
No?
just tired.
All right. Let's move on.
It's almost time for work for me.
That's
But-
not true. Not a Chinese spy has a question for us.
Let's hear it.
He says, what type of sci-fi weapon do you prefer?
Ooh.
Between ballistic or missiles or plasma or lasers or some unspecified type? Some sort of, what
What are our choices?
He says ballista or missile or plasma or basically like the actual like thing you're being hit with. Like what thing do you? I don't know, right?
Yeah.
So
Between like bullets or explodies or lasers or plasma.
Kinetic energy weapons.
Yeah, electricity garbage or something. I
Okay.
don't
A
know.
coil gun, perhaps.
Yeah, shooting rivets or whatever. That's some Bioshock shit. That's some old school.
There's there. Oh, it was one of the Fallouts, but they explained it really good. Where like lasers can shoot fast, but they're a little weaker, and plasma shoots like a little slower, but it does a stupid amount of
Yeah,
damage.
it depends on the sci-fi I'm consuming or whatever. Because like if I'm reading something and like they have plasma weapons, they talk about how like it's just like the most gruesome shit. It's just like they got hit by plasma and
It's
like
like
they're
goo,
it burns their outsides and it melts their insides. It's like, oh Jesus Christ! Like when they talk about plasma weapons that the Covenant have in like the Halo books when they first encounter them, it's like, oh, it's fucking you're dead.
It's grueling.
You're like beyond dead. It's the worst. You wish you were dead. You're still suffering through it.
Just
before
like
you die.
lightsabers, like what they do to like inanimate objects versus what they do to people.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah, or like I mean, going back to Halo books or whatever, like when they glass planets, like okay,
Yikes.
that's horrifying, like Jesus, yeah, ballistic things aren't shit compared to like fuck.
They can tear up your innards, but they don't burn everything
Yeah.
else.
So I've already decided on what my favorite sci-fi weapon is.
Okay.
What's that?
Beep boop. I'm in control.
What, just
That's-
hacking?
Yeah, that's it. Just like this magical app that just works. You just pull up your cell phone. Hey, you know what? Let's make the traffic lights change color. Or hey, you know
I'm
what?
in.
I've got this turret now. Or hey, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just like point this helmet at the monster, and now I'm the monster. Like Mario's hat. Like it's the same. It's the same nonsense.
Going
It's
back to
just
haunting shit.
Yeah.
give me the option to take manual control. I put a time limit on it. See if I give a fuck. I can do more in 30 seconds with a T-Rex than most people. Like, you know.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I think if we had to
Cyber
choose,
T-Rex.
if we had to choose a single sci-fi weapon, it would just be like the mind control ray or the very convenient, point at it and attack.
yeah. I hacked into everyone's brain chips because everyone has them now, type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna turn off your Wi-Fi. Like,
Right.
can you count without that chip turned on? Have you ever been taught how to do that?
Have you played those games? Isn't there
Nier?
games like that? No.
Oh.
Is it Nier?
Nier has a system where you can pull your chips out, and if
What
you
was
pull
I
out
thinking
your
of?
CPU, you die.
What's that Ubisoft game
Which one?
where you like a regular kid where you can hack shit?
It's
like
Watchdog?
Yeah, Watch Dogs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Watch Dogs is.
It's kind of like less.
It's a video game.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
It's got some parkour in it.
you hacking that game? I don't know.
You turn the floppy drives on. Yeah,
The floppies.
it's good.
What about you, Ryan? He wants to hack everything.
Hack
the
everything.
planet.
Yeah, I don't
He's
have.
Sombra.
Yeah, it's give me the Sombra skills. It's like bleep 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 bleep.
Because when I think about sci-fi weapons, I think of like very specific ones.
Mhm.
Instead of just like just like the payload or whatever I'm hitting people with, like when the very first thing that comes to mind for sci-fi weapons is the rocket launcher in Fallout that we just like load up with garbage you find. It's like I shot you with I thought I shot you with like a teddy bear or like pre-war books that are all burnt up and just like fuck you, yeah.
What the hell was that thing called?
Rocket launcher.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah. Yeah,
The shish kebab was really cool.
Shish kebab's cool. The Merv is cool. It shoots
Yeah.
like six small nukes at once. that kind of shit is fun. But yeah, in terms of the examples he gave us or whatever, like plasma shit is cool to like hear about. But I don't know, lasers are always like neat looking though.
Did you guys ever play Duke Nukem 64?
Yes.
Do you remember the Shrinker expander?
No.
The Shrinker expander it had two modes, and if it was in green mode, you'd fire it at targets,
Ooh.
and it would make the target small, and you could step on them to kill them. And in expander mode, it would be like, and it would rack up damage over time. And when you got to 0 HP on the target, it would expand and burst.
Nice.
So it was like certain enemies were affected by shrink, and other enemies were affected by expand. And you could swap back and forth between the two modes, and it was a really, really unique take on using alien technology to kill stuff.
I really like the Needler.
The
Just
Needler
the
is
idea
good.
behind it.
What is that? What would you call the shit you get hit by in a needler? Just like concentrated,
It's like concentrated,
exploding needles.
yeah,
like
it's
I don't know.
Well, you get stabbed a whole bunch, and I'm assuming it burns, and then it erupts.
Oh, it for sure burns. It's gotta
It's
burn.
like fuck, ow.
I mean, it probably just you probably feel the initial puncture, and then it tingles, and then it gets really cold, and then there's a hole in your chest.
It explodes though. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
that's the whole.
But you like in like Halo 2, people like flip. Like it fucking. It's like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
too
Yeah.
powerful.
In Halo 2, you can use two of them.
It's true. Yeah.
And I mean, it's not a joke how heavy that suit is. That sends the suit flying. I would imagine that if they had better technology built into their engine when Halo 2 was released, it would ragdoll people. It would split them in half and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, it wouldn't be a good look.
Yeah. I guess it depends. I mean, we're talking about specific things though with Needler,
Yeah, I guess.
but whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's still like
Yeah.
plasma based, I'd say, compared to all the other Covenant
for
weapons.
some reason, I just have this penchant for like picking up like garbage and throwing it at things.
Well-
Like I'd really like grav gun.
Yeah,
gravity
I was
gun
about to say,
for,
like-
Halo or Half-Life. That'd be awesome.
The kinetic launcher from Dead Space. You can just throw shit.
Well, I mean, whether it's the specialized rocket launcher or something like just a powerful magnet like the grav gun, like magnet weapons in general have been a theme in sci-fi for a long time, and going all the way back to like Command and Conquer, we had the magnet trucks that would pick stuff up, or the disruptors, which was just like a big satellite dish, and it would fire microwaves, I guess. Those are real. Have you ever seen a microwave truck?
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
So
Horrible.
that's not even science fiction anymore.
I know. Yeah, it's horrible. Scary.
Exoskeletons win.
Shout outs to actually, let's not even go there.
DARPA.
No.
Someone designed those things, and you did a really cool thing, but don't do that.
Great.
Turning people into hot dogs.
Yeah, this makes your skin tingle.
Yeah.
So what about? I remember in the Ratchet and Clank games we had the what the hell was it called? It was like the Orbitron or something.
Zim's Clank.
No, it like you'd throw it and it would create a disco ball and everything around it would be compelled to dance. It was the Groovatron.
That sounds
They
right.
have that in what is it, Saints Row as well? Is that the dubstep gun?
Oh, the dubstep gun? That's a pretty good one.
I feel as though that's a really, really cool take on sci-fi weapons. Just like, hey, dance, idiot.
That's a good one. Man.
And I mean, we can't
It'd become
escape
like-
this discussion without the freeze gun.
Freeze gun's pretty good. It's pretty
Would
special.
you'd be like a dance theme villain, like, I am DDR. The dance pad.
The combination Groovatron freeze thrower, like
They're stuck dabbing. Or something, I don't know.
forever entombed. Halfway through Han Solo's dance routine.
There are certain weapons in sci-fi stuff where it like emits like crazy. It's either fast or whatever it is, but like sound waves
Oh,
that'll just fuck things up too.
and you can see it coming. It creates the distortion effect with the
Yeah.
sound. Yeah.
That's
One of my favorite things is like Warhammer weapons, where it's just like for example, like what is it? It's like the chainsaw like swords.
Oh,
the,
chainsaw
like,
sword?
chain swords or whatever. Those are always fucking cool.
That's some
Yeah, just like that shit.
more tangible shit for sure.
Stuff like what is it? Like Reinhardt's hammer has like the jets on
Oh,
the back,
yeah.
so it's just extra hit.
Well, that's the fucking Lucio gun thing he has.
It's
Just
like
bounce people off.
concentrated light, or hard light, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Which is good.
You know, hard light weapons are always such a neat concept, but I feel like they're underutilized in terms of what we would actually do with them if we wanted to kill someone. Because it's like, oh, a hard light, you can create this platform, or you could make a wall, or like you could make a shrinking box. Like that sounds like that would suck a lot more.
A little bit, just get after like fuck.
Let's go. Let me go back real quick. I feel like we skipped it too fast. The ice gun or freeze gun.
Okay.
Yeah, like what? So what kind of freeze gun is it though? Is it like the May thing from Overwatch, where it's like it breathes like cold air or whatever, or is it like freeze laser and you hit somebody with it once and they're fucking
Dunzo.
like a just statue frozen? Like is it instant one or is it?
I've seen a lot of different variations.
There's all
on that.
sorts. Yeah, you can make like walls with
Mr.
the May
Freeze's
one.
gun.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze's gun is crazy. Or
Powered by diamonds.
well, the other one where it's Captain Cold's gun in comics. It's just instead of cold, it's just like it just sucks heat out of everything. It's instead of imbuing cold or whatever, it's just
It's endothermic.
it's like anti-heat basically, or no heat.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So I mean, we could ramp it all the way up to 11. Why stop at hot and cold when we could just go
Put wheels on it?
No, full out weather machine. Like, what's wrong with a gun that you fire it into the air and it starts snowing?
I mean, yeah, that's exactly Cobra Commander's whole thing.
Yeah.
This is the weather dominator.
Fuck that! I want a gun that shoots tornadoes.
Oh, God. This shoots ancient Olympic titans. Oh, God.
Why not?
Why don't we just expand it to more disasters and just shoot a fucking gun that has scarabs come out of it?
Oh, God.
Here's the plague. Here's the end
Yikes.
times, idiots. Goodbye.
Your 4 horseman rifles. This one shoots war. This one shoots famine.
Pestilence.
This one shoots death.
Just have a hose full of pestilence.
It's all locusts and rats.
Yeah, bile everywhere.
And
Who asked this question?
Nurgle be praised.
I think it was Seb.
No, it was the Chinese spy.
Oh, okay.
Or not a Chinese spy. Sorry.
My bad.
Yeah, I was like, how dare
I always get confused if they're not a spy or they're not Chinese. How's that work? How's that sentence structure
What
work?
if they're neither of those things?
Tell us in the chat.
What if they're both and they're lying and they want to know our weapon secrets we want to have?
the weather dominator?
Well, I don't know.
China probably has these.
I have some stuff
Sci-fi
to say on
weapons.
that.
No.
But let's.
Next win.
So with weapons, right?
Yeah.
I wanna pull us back to Ratchet and Clank one more time.
Okay.
Can we just talk about the sheepinator for a second?
What's the sheepinator?
You pointed at stuff and they turn into sheep.
Oh,
I hate it.
that sounds like the
It
worst.
doesn't matter if it's a robot or like a small biological or large robot, large biological. You point the sheepinator at it, it goes, and then poof, you got a sheep. It's amazing.
That's all right.
Well,
Can we
what
talk about how in Mega Man you get a gun off a Woodman where you point it and it just makes a leaf shield around you and it's 4 leaves that go whoop, 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 whoop,
yeah, let's
and you
talk
have to
about
shoot
that.
it. No.
Our favorite sci-fi technology is leaf.
This boy.
Yeah, man, my favorite is boy. Boy.
Great.
Sorry. Yeah, my favorite weapon in the future is robots for sure because I don't have to do anything. Goodbye. If I take a nap, AI is my weapon.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it rule everything. Chaos. Hopefully it lets me stay as their pet. Goodbye.
You'd have like that
Yeah.
final monologue before your robot eats you.
I love you. Don't make me your slave.
I was gonna say, it's not plugged in, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't, yeah.
Before you throw me into the crusher, play Despacito.
Death Pop.
I would love a thing where it's like this malevolent AI, but it can't help like do your song requests like as it's hunting you down. at least let's get some good music going while I'm being fucking tortured or something. Jesus.
Nice.
Whew, let's not actually even touch that subject.
AI?
Next. No. Moving on.
What?
Bad music.
Well, yeah, I guess Despacito too.
Despacito 48.
We're done. If you want to be done,
Love you guys.
Love it too.
AI is scary. I'm scared of it.
I want cool armor.
Yeah, make
Power
your brain
armor.
a computer. Anyway, we're done. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll be back next week at the same time, hopefully Sunday at noontime.
Probably
in
in the same place.
Arizona time.
Yeah.
I don't know if all of the people here will be back, but I'll be here. It's my house.
I'll be here.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Great teamwork.
I'm not gonna be gone for like at least another 2 or 3 weeks. I think. I
The
can't do
year
that.
watch there.
Yeah. I was
You gotta
like,
see.
It's only numbers.
I'm surprised you can even see a watch. Now that I think
mean,
about your eyes and everything.
You should.
Anyway, you
Big.
can find us on podcast services, and I put this on YouTube eventually. I'm really bad at the YouTube. It'll be up within the week, but sometimes it'll be like right, in a couple hours, and sometimes I'll just forget until like Wednesday.
Such is life in the zone.
Whatever, but it'll be up on Twitch, like archive thing right away, and it'll be on the podcast services. Like I said, the audio only will be up.
Yeah.
If you want to follow us live next week, we'll be on at noon at twitch.tv/rush20xx. That's where I have it on because I just use my own one for whatever reason. Yeah. Find us. Go follow us on Twitter, I guess. I'm also rush20xx there.
I'm at Cherburus.
Kane is
I'm at Lofty Games.
Lofty Games.
There's an underscore in there somewhere. I'll let you figure it out.
cool.
LOL D games.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not?
Thanks. All right.
Goodbye.
Just like deep
I gotta
throated on
go
your name
around
there for a
and
second.
stop it.
Like, D games. Ooh, what's that smell? I wonder. It's the stench of discovery, Kane.
What?
I asked what that smell was.
Great.
It's the stench of discovery.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.